Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Why Not Me podcast. I am your host, Jay Ruiz. We have this top 3 world tour rolling. With us today, we got our friend from overseas, Ryan Perry from the Pixi Podcast. Give him a big round of applause.
Afternoon, Jerry. You all right? Or yeah, certainly night time for me.
Oh, yeah.
In
So, good night, everybody. Hope you guys like the show.
Yeah, no doubt.
All right. So, how long has this been in the plans for?
Pixie as a whole.
No, just us doing this episode together.
Oh gosh, we got hold of each other. God, we're looking a few months now, aren't we?
Yeah.
And then we tried scheduling it in, and then we've been shuffling the deck over and over again, trying to get the right hand, and now we're finally everything's aligned.
Yeah, everything finally got together. The crazy thing is, I was assuming that when we eventually did this episode, it was gonna be pre-broadcasted, and I was trying to figure that part out. But
I see, because we could match times in the right way.
Yeah, I'd be able to just do it early in the morning and then just schedule it live and maybe commentate on it.
Yeah, that's it.
But I had the day off today, so I figured, hey, might as well start it a little earlier.
Man. Good stuff.
Enough about me, right?
I got the day off too, man. I'm stuck on furlough, so.
Furlough, is that like time off?
It's so whilst we're on like a COVID lockdown.
Okay.
We're paid like 80% of our wages to stay away from other people.
Oh, nice.
Basically.
I wish I got paid.
Yeah.
I got paid to do that. I get paid to stay close to everyone.
Yeah, that's it. Outrageous.
So, before I start asking you questions about Pixi Podcast, my last guest was from Portugal.
Okay.
And I think we started at 4, and it was midnight over there for him.
Yeah. They're probably slightly ahead of me, even, aren't they? They must be even harder to match with.
Yeah, I guess like 2 more hours. He figured the math backwards instead of
he went.
Yeah, he went back in time instead of forward in time.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's it.
So that's why
it's always easy for me to do any kind of collaboration or anything with someone who's from the east of the States.
Yeah. Okay.
Because it's only 4 hours for me then, so it's quite easy to match up. So I used to start off doing the podcast, and I used to do it with a guy in Florida, and it was like really easy to match up because there's only 4 hours difference. But it's far harder, of course, when you're on the west like you.
Yeah, it's not too bad, but welcome to California.
Yeah, nice man. First ever, Californian that I've done a podcast with or anything like that. So I'm buzzing, mate. I'm buzzing.
Yeah, my first British.
Yes, British.
Okay,
yeah.
My first British guest on here too, so I'm hyped as well. You could throw on that Kobe jersey, man, since it's
that's
California.
That's it, mate. That's it. Yeah.
All right.
I wouldn't be too unpopular over there in that, would I? But
especially this year since the whole championship.
100%.
You gonna hang up a Anthony Davis one right next to it?
Yeah, that's it. Start doing the banners. I'll get it up there already before the Lakers even put it up in the rafters.
Yeah. Did you come to the parade?
Yeah.
But so I guess enough small talk. Let's get to serious business, because that's all that gaming is super serious stuff.
100%, mate.
And
life or death,
Yeah, exactly. Literally, huh?
just turns out you can come back.
Yeah, I wish it was like that sometimes.
Yeah.
So,
no doubt.
What is the Pixi Podcast all about?
So, the Pixi Podcast is a sort of a collection of gaming podcasts.
Hold on. I messed.
You good?
I guess one of the screens messed up. Yeah, I guess. All right, go for it. We're gonna have to do it like
good?
This. Yeah, you're good.
Is it coming up with Pixi, not me?
No. I guess since we had to do the special, my guest screen that I normally have full sized is not there, but it's fine. So go for it.
Okay. So it's a collection of gaming podcasts that basically make up this kind of community, I guess, of gaming, and then it's different, takes from different things that I specifically love about gaming. So I started it to talk about how games make us feel, basically, albeit as you could say, as relaxed as, oh, it's just my way to escape from work, or I just play a little Call of Duty and rage a little bit now and again. That's a way a game makes you feel, in a way. Or you could go all the way up the other scale of I play storyline games or something like that, where something's really touched you and made you cry, made you laugh, whatever it might be, and just sort of talk about that, which is sort of where my logo came from, of having the different little faces and how each one sort of represents different emotions that games make you feel.
Oh, okay. So your logo is kind of like a bipolar a bipolar picture.
Yeah, that's it. So one of them's like looking like he's really mad. One of them's sort of like the little silly tongue and different things like that. So they sort of come together to sort of represent the fact that we want to talk about how games make us feel, and all be that frustrated because you played a game you don't like, or being really good because there's a game that changed your life, or whatever it might be, or even talking about games like how you ever first. I quite like interviewing people on their gaming history. What they've played in the past, and then what they've got nostalgia towards and stuff like that.
I feel you on that, because it's kind of hard to say what are you gonna like in the future. You can't predict that part. And
100%.
Which face do you relate to the most on your?
Oh, depends. I would say I'm the most diverse in what I play. So I host all of the podcasts under the Pixi banner. So you got Silver for Monsters, Steel for Humans, Mike for Podcasting. That's one of the shows, and that's where me and a chap called Carl go really in depth about games that represent mental health and different more, I don't know, deep tones and stuff like that. And we sort of talk about those games, or perhaps like a bigger game like Witcher or I don't know, like Skyrim, something like that. That's like a longer game where you can really like delve into the stories and the characters and what they mean and all the different things like that. And then you've got the Pixi Gaming Podcast, which is where me and two chaps called Paul and Luke, we get together and it's a little more relaxed. We do like a little discussion o'clock, like what was your favorite card of all time, or what was your favorite gaming controller, or different things like that. And we talk about what Warzone we've been playing that week and different things like that, how many wins we got or didn't.
Yeah. Mostly the latter, right?
Yeah, no doubt, man. It just gets harder, it seems, every season. And we talk about that. And then the other one is News Dump, and we just sort of go through 10 gaming news stories and decide whether we're going to talk about it or not, based on my co-host Stu, who is on another gaming podcast. But yeah, that's myself. It's hard for me to sort of pin down because it's all subjective. Like last night, for example, I was playing Doom Eternal.
Yeah.
It's like smashing some Doom Eternal, and in that moment, I'd say that I was more so the sort of the happy face of it's just me in a game, and we're like, I'm just delving into it and completely escaping from everything else. My headphones on the lot, And then
did you feel like Jason Statham?
Yeah. That game really makes you feel like a boss. It makes you feel like Master Chief on crack.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, it's it really makes you like, just there's something about just switching off, and I guess like that's where I can see people could escape into Doom so well, because sometimes you just want to smash stuff up, just for fun.
Yeah.
And like they just killing loads and loads of hordes of stuff and killing them in all different ways and stuff just gives you this kind of relief, which is strange. But then again, where I can't pin down exactly what emotion I'd be is that after that I played Warzone, and it was completely different. I'd say that was more the silly aspect, or the silly emoji, because I'm always sort of having a laugh with whoever I'm playing with and taking it easy and trying to get those wins.
Yeah, no, I feel you on that. We have a guest, Ivo Noguera. He's saying hello.
What's up, man?
Hello from Jerry from Top 3 Gaming, and hello from Britain. We're trying to be worldwide today, so
that's
not
it.
too bad.
My first international podcast.
Yeah, my second. So
yeah,
let's
nice.
get that yeah, it's pretty interesting too. It depends. Like you said, it really just all depends on what you're feeling and how your day is going too, and what game. When I play Call of Duty, if I play the multiplayer, I'm more like zoned in, and I guess stressed out.
Yeah.
When I play when I play the Warzone, I'm more impatient Because you go long stretches and nothing happening,
Yeah.
and then you can get the drop on someone, break their armor, and then you're just mad because they killed you like instantly.
Yeah. Yeah, you're like, how?
Yeah.
How did that happen? Yeah.
Or you
The
go.
amount of times you're watching kill cams or whatever, like, what?
Yeah, exactly. Or you go through the whole, like I said, the whole game. You don't see no one, and then you just
Yeah.
die instantly. You're like, wow, that was just a waste. That was just a
Yeah.
waste of time.
Ran around for 20 minutes to get killed by that camper, you know?
Yeah, and then you can go ahead and play games like let's just say like Animal Crossing, and
Yeah.
you're just there
What
running
a
a town.
perfect example.
Yeah.
What a perfect example that is. And that's why I want to capture in the podcast is that, games are so unbelievably amazing and magical and diverse. And that's where you can go from, like, my mum plays Animal Crossing all the time, and it's just such a perfect game for the world right now, man. Like, a lot of shit's going wrong, a lot of shit's fucked up and that, and
Yeah.
I think people find like going to a nice little calm town where you're just going around and meeting people and helping them with their problems and making your house look nice and stuff just gives you this kind of beautiful escape where you feel relaxed.
Yes, sir. I just
That's
like
great.
bossing people around.
Yeah.
Oh,
Trying to get yourself on some Tom Nook Airways or whatever, go jet
yes,
away
sir.
somewhere.
How did you come up with the name Pixi Podcast?
So it's literally as simple as me and my friend were playing. I believe it was one of the early Black Ops games, and we were like, "We need a clan tag, man. Something that's four syllables, 4 letters, or whatever. That's going to
Oh, yeah.
represent
I know
the
what
fact that
you're
we're cool or whatever, and we're trying to do." And then he typed in Pixi, Pixi, and said, "Oh, it's cool because it sounds like you're saying Pixie as in like like a fairy, a pixie."
Yeah.
But like, and if you read it, people say, "Oh, that's Pixie," but like it doesn't have a Y or an IE or anything. And he was like, "Oh yeah," and then we ran with it, and then me and him started up. We were going to do like a duo sort of Twitch together,
Yeah.
and then that sort of fell through. And then I wanted to start a game podcast and thought, why not?
Why not stick with your Pixie clan?
Yeah, that's it. Why not carry on with that? And that's why like my PSN and stuff is Pixi Podcast, stuff like that now.
I'm not gonna lie. If I said if you said, "Oh, fairy sounds cool," I'd be like, fairies." That
Exactly,
sounds like
yeah,
the coolest thing. But I like
No,
it.
no.
It's different.
So one of the things that I like is so I've been to like gaming conventions and stuff.
Yeah.
And I have a little table. I have a little table that I have my business cards on, and I put on there 3.14 as an equation. So 3.14 plus 11 equals, and then obviously the 3.14 is pi, and the 11 is XI, which is Roman numerals. So it makes it as Pixie, which I'd like to once I'm a little bit more big time have that on a hoodie or something one day, and have that as one of those kind of
You could always make it now, and if it never sells, then they have a thing over here.
Where am I myself?
They have a thing here. I'm trying to remember what the name of the company is, but you design the shirts and then they print them out once someone buys it, and then they'll give you your cut. Your $1 to $5 depending whatever you want to make on it and charge.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
Yeah, and then, I'm probably gonna do that too with the Why Not Me podcast. That way I can.
Yeah, no doubt.
I can have that going. Anyone wants to buy it, then they can buy it. If not, I'll have it.
Yeah, that's it. That's cool.
And the same thing with Top 3 Gaming. I think before that name, our clan tag was Platinum Dank. We just like the word dank, and and we're like, oh, platinum sounds like legit, like certified. So we had that. And then every game we played, like me and my cousin, and then my other cousin now too, we'd always get the top 3, or we'd always try to get the top 3.
Ah, nice, like in a team deathmatch or whatever.
Just always trying to be the top 3. We compete with each other and compete with our own team, to try to get that top 3.
Yeah, nice.
And so
that's cool.
Yeah,
that's
so
cool.
We're always like, hey, top 3, and then it's like, well, that's the name of the game.
And now it's stuck.
Yeah, and that's the name of my channel, is Top 3 Gaming. I'm gonna branch off from that to Top 3 Entertainment.
Yeah, cool.
And then
that's my plan also, is to have the Pixi Podcast as the main sort of banner, and then underneath it have the gaming section. Then once, of course, I get to the point where people are listening and people are interested and people get to know the characters on the podcast and everybody who's a part of it and stuff, that we then branch into like movie reviews. My kind of my ultimate goal, or my inspiration, is Kind of Funny Games. and they have all of that. They have like, you know, kind of funny games, and then they've got the kind of funny that just have their little in review stuff. So like doing movie review podcast, stuff like that. Like once it's hopefully one day, touch wood, an income for me, you know, as well, doing something I love, you know.
I feel you on that part. That's where that's what I'm trying to do too. That's what I appreciate you coming on here, because you know it helps me get content, and then hopefully I help you reach
100%.
A bigger audience.
100%.
And then
no doubt about it.
Ivo Noguera is saying two podcasters podcasting each other seems interesting.
Podcast inception right now. You know?
Yes, sir. YouTubers helping YouTubers.
That's it.
Yeah. You're not on you're not on YouTube, are you?
Yes, I am on YouTube.
I subscribe to you.
I used to use it for like video casts, but of course now I can't have my co-hosts in the same room as me because of COVID.
Yeah.
I have let the YouTube rest for a bit, but we are bringing out the Pixi Gaming Championship, which is my big flagship thing coming to the interweb from us, which is going to be like my baby, hopefully, of the best piece of content I've put out.
Do you want to elaborate on that a little bit, or?
So under the Pixi Podcast, we have the various co-hosts, and one of the things that I drummed up very early on was doing on YouTube. There's two of them out at the moment, which is the Pixi Gaming Championship, where we all get together. It's just a big laugh. We play for a little trophy I got made with Pixi Game Champion on it.
Yeah.
We do interviews. We do interviews beforehand. We're all a bunch of friends, and we all talk smack basically.
Kind of like the boxing countdowns.
Like that. So all that kind of stuff. We have like, who do you think is going to get relegated? Then like, one of us taking the piss, and everybody's all laughing about it. And it's just it's good, and everyone really wants it because it's like a big kind of, if you've ever played anything just against one of your friends, you know how heated it can get. So I'm getting like 7 friends in a room doing it all together. Then it's the whole thing is just absolutely brilliant. And the two that I've got out at the moment are like the favorite things I've done again. But then this most recent one was like to another level, and I'm hoping to keep going.
Is that going to be a yearly thing, or?
Yeah, so either yearly or 6 monthly. I was planning initially to make it 6 monthly, and then it just happens to be yearly at the moment. We'll see. I think the last one's left a bitter taste in the mouth. A lot of the competitors. So we're well up for another one. Like.
Well, I was gonna say you get bragging rights for a whole year. Who doesn't like that?
Yeah, so it's an interesting format. So like in the first one, we do like a group stage. Usually there's 5 people, and then the 5th one will go out in the group stages after, like at the bottom of the league. Whoever finishes bottom goes, and it goes straight into semi-finals, the last lot. And I just use different games every time. So like the first time we done it, I used Black Ops. We done Mario Kart. Different games like that, and I just completely change up the complexion of each one. Then the next one we done like Mario Tennis Aces, stuff like that. So I choose usually 5 games to play. And then this time just gone, we done Ding Dong XL, which is like a little mobile game.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I've never heard of that.
Yeah, it's cool. We done Fall Guys.
Okay,
we done
I've heard of that one.
Warzone, but Fall Guys and Warzone, we done like a point-based system, like point per kill, 10 points if you get in the top 10, stuff like that. And then we also done Wii Golf, which was just absolutely hilarious. Like, big callback, is nostalgic now, the Wii, isn't it, in so many ways. And
yeah.
We went back.
The Wii was a game changer, even though a lot of people might not really think about it like that.
Yeah, and the only spoiler I'll allow is that one of my co-hosts got a hole in one on Wii Golf, and everyone just lost the plot.
You gotta watch it to figure out which hole it was, or which course it was on, right?
Yeah, that's it exactly.
If it was you, do you have it rigged? Do you have this tournament rigged whatsoever?
See, this is the thing, is that the boys always come around and they're going, Ryan, you've got it. You've been playing, you've been practicing, you've been sat here, all this, that, and the other. You've got all the games in your house, and one of the things that someone said to me before that is, which hurts me, is that they said you've had home court advantage twice and lost both times. Perhaps even if I was trying to rig it, I'm not doing very well.
Are you guys drug testing for steroids?
Oh yeah, so with this time we take it deadly serious. There's lots of build up. We've got like, that's right. Have we left Zoom at all?
No, we're good. Yeah, for some reason it says there's a time limit, but I've never had that
Yeah,
pop up in my life.
just came up saying thank you for using Zoom. I was like, okay. So this time we do like pre-match interviews. We done morning vlogs, waking up on the day of the gaming championship and doing all this, and it's just we take it deadly serious.
Yeah, no, I agree, man.
But
Maybe one
keeping it
day
funny,
if you can have an international guest, I'll join you guys.
100%. Yeah,
I'll join you guys on
yeah,
that.
could always do the online, but the only thing is that we always have to have someone present in the room, in case anything's going on.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'll be a ref.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, man. Like I'd certainly like something like it'd be really cool if you could come on and do like the interviews or whatever,
Yeah.
be a commentator.
That could be something too. But that's for another day.
Yeah, no doubt.
But it's always interesting to just come up with different ideas and different concepts, Maybe even like on one of the 6 months you can do like 3 of your guys versus 3 of our guys, USA versus it'll be the Pixi Podcast international.
I have a feud with another gaming podcast, all in jest, but a feud with another podcast from Manchester. And we've done showdowns on my YouTube. We've done one-on-one. We've done like the winner, whoever loses donates to Special Effect, which is like a charity for people who are who have disabilities and they like make them like gaming rigs and stuff, so that if they've had like a car crash or whatever, can only use one hand and stuff like that. So they do it so that they can still play games like we do,
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
Cool.
I remember, I don't remember the guy's name. It's kind of sad, but I remember seeing a video of this guy. He plays Warzone, and I think he's paralyzed from like the neck down.
Just do it with his mouth.
Yeah, he just does it with his mouth, and dude, he plays insane.
Really?
He's like one of the top. He's one of the
That's
top
so cool.
guys. Yeah, he has like three switches right here. He blows into one to walk around, one to shoot, one to aim, and yeah, it's
cool.
insane. And he's like one of the top guys too. Like he gets a lot of kills.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's awesome that you guys are doing something like that too.
Yeah, so us and these guys from Manchester just, it's all in jest. Like, I done a one-on-one versus one of them, and he was using PC. I'm a controller player, stuff like that, and I was giving him loads of shit, saying to him like, you downloaded aimbot.exe and all these different things, just joking around, and just. It's like WWE almost, That's the kind of the way we go about it. Is like
so there is steroids.
Yeah,
That's what you're saying.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
okay. I figured. So, how long have you had your podcast for?
2 years, I think.
2 years.
Around that kind of area. Yeah.
Does it? Does it feel like it?
No, because I started off doing these. I'd done the podcast with a guy from Florida. I'd done some solo podcasts where I just talk into a mic. I was trying to sort of find my my image, if you know what I mean. I'm trying to find that kind of what do I represent? And, and what kind of shows do I want to do, and so on and so forth. And I feel
your
like
inner Pixi.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, what does Pixi represent? And I ended up doing it, and then Luke, who was my co-host for a while, we done Pixi Partner Up for a while, which is a thing you can find on YouTube, and that was where we done as many 2-player couch co-op games as you could possibly play. So I played like Mario Kart, played Borderlands, like all split screen, and sort of creating that feel between us. And then Luke had a kid, so he couldn't do it anymore.
Thanks a lot, Luke.
So I started the podcast. He called his kid Zelda as well.
Oh, nice.
I'm
assuming a girl.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So I took 6 months off then, and then life happens, stuff like that, and then I've just got back into it now, into the last sort of 8 months, and now it's like when I've re-pushed it, I found almost felt like I went in like a hibernation. And in that time I sort of realized, okay, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Or sometimes it takes you to stop doing what you're doing to sort of really realize how much you love it or whatever,
Yeah, I agree. And I was gonna say the only reason I said did he name is, hold on, I'm gonna be talking real quick, and it's probably gonna be a blank screen for like 10 seconds, but just go ahead and keep going with this. But I was gonna say the whole reason I was trying to say about him naming his daughter, it being a daughter, is a lot of people over here think that Zelda is the actual
Link.
Is Link, yeah.
yeah. Loads of people think that.
Does that happen a lot over there too, or is that just American?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's definitely people who don't play it, isn't it? You know, and they see, like, 'cause it's quite an iconic figure, isn't he, in gaming? So you see him on a lot of stuff, and of
Yeah.
course, you above that character of Link, you often see the word Zelda. So people just, I guess, assume
Yeah,
that that's the
exactly.
case. But it's yeah, it's Princess Zelda, isn't it?
Yep, exactly. So sorry, it's just I went ahead and fixed the screen just to be just
Yeah, sound, no
you.
worries,
So
no worries.
I'm doing this on the fly. And how long
Yeah,
have you,
nice. That's good stuff.
how long have you been podcasting for, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, so around the 2 year mark as well. So
Around the 2 year mark?
again, it was beforehand that I was doing I was always watching and listening kind of funny all the time, and their conversations and the way that they spoke about things, and they went so in depth about video games that I'd play like a video game like Horizon or GTA 5 or something like that. And
Yeah.
I'd go to them and I'd find almost like, I don't know, I guess because I didn't have many many friends, that wanted to talk as in depth about video games, that they were almost like friends to me, you know, that I'd used to sit and listen to their podcasts and stuff like that. So then I sort of thought, I want to do this, you know, I want to be where they are, and have these conversations and talk in depth about things, albeit all video games and stuff like that. So 2 years, I'd say, as in answer to the initial question.
Okay. And then, but how long have you been actually like gaming for? Like not like professionally or anything, but just
Oh
playing video
God.
games.
Yeah, playing video games. I have been playing as far back as I can remember. Really, my brother. I initially I was like a watcher, so I used to watch my brother play like Final Fantasy VII
Yeah.
when I was really young. And then I went on to play PS1. Then when he sort of let me have a go now and again, I was like very young then. And then I went straight on to playing PS2, moved on to original Xbox, and then from there on. So basically all my life, as far as I can remember, because I guess when I think Final Fantasy VII came out in 1997, if I'm correct. I can't remember.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. That was a while ago.
But I was born in '94, so I would have been 3 years old then, which sort of matches up, I think. And yeah, so I used to watch my brother play straight away and then have a little go myself now and again. So,
Okay. And Ivo Noguera asked, "What's the first game that we both played?" I think I've been playing since I was like 3 years old. I'm now 27, so she's 24 years.
Yep.
What's it called? The first game I can remember playing is probably Super Mario.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, either Super Mario World or like the Super Mario 1 through 3s. I guess by the time I was young enough to play video games, the SNES, the Super Nintendo, was already out.
Yeah, Super Nintendo.
So
Yeah.
I was
going
able
to
to.
ask whether it was.
Yeah, I could play the Super Nintendo and the Nintendo. You know.
Yeah, that's cool.
Do you remember?
I think mine was probably, if I had to name the first ever game I played, would probably be on the Sega Master System, and it would have been Sonic.
Sonic.
Yeah.
So you were a Sega Genesis guy.
I think my brother was, of course, like my family must have bought that when I was young.
Yeah.
And I remember having a go on it because I remember it had that sort of the black D-pad that had A, B, and C as a button on the right hand side.
Yeah, it had like 6, no, or was that the one after? It had like A, B, and C, and then X, Y. And Z.
It had all sorts, and then it had like it didn't have like, there was no toggles. There was just like a big kind of directional arrow thing on the left hand side.
Yeah, the D-pad, no analog sticks.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's crazy. I have an older sister, so I play video games with her. The good thing about, like, I'm pretty sure you probably went through this too, but so let's just say I had the Super Nintendo, right? And you have the Sega Genesis. My neighbors, they had video game consoles too. They were around my age, so either they would have one system and I'd have the other. So we'd
100%.
actually get to like go to each other's house and experience the other games.
Yeah.
And I
No doubt.
always
I'd
loved
have
that.
the same where like just being able to have those different flavors then, isn't it? Of being able to have those different things. Check out Sonic, even though really you can only play Mario at your house, you know. And that's where when I got a little bit older, I've always come from some sort of a poorer background. So my mum could never afford to buy me like an Xbox 360, so I was on like the Xbox original when all my friends played PS3 and Xbox 360. And I remember going around my friend's house like really early in my in my high school days, which for you would be
How old are you?
I can't. I I'm 20. I'm 26 tomorrow.
All right, so I'm gonna be 28 in February, so we're about like 2 years apart.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think what high school is for you guys, like middle school or something. Because it's different. Because like college for you is university for me.
Yeah. Okay.
And like you guys don't have
high school would be like, geez, I don't even know if we have the same grades. Like we have 9 through 12th grade, which is pretty much like 14 to 18.
We have year 1 to 6, and then when you get to year 6, you go to high school.
Okay, damn, that
so
terrible.
what at the age I would go to high school would be 10 or 11.
Okay, yeah, now how's no? Over here, I think it starts like at 14. Unless
so high school for you is college for me, because like college you'd go to at like 16.
Yeah.
17.
And what the hell? So you guys go to school less than we do?
No, exact same. It's just different. It's just named different.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's an actual college called?
So yeah, we would. So what do you mean, like university?
Yeah,
that's what we call it.
University. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what we. So after college, we'd go to university.
Oh, okay.
In our country. Yeah,
sorry.
So,
my world is the real world to me.
Yeah, exactly.
You're just some guy on my screen right now, so I don't know if you're telling the truth or not.
Yeah, that's it. So I knew that when I had to answer it, I thought, there's no point in me saying high school because you'd think I was that age. When actually, so I'm talking about I was about 13, 14, maybe. And I went around my friend's house and he had just bought a PS3, and it was like he showed me a different world. It was like he plucked something from the future, came back in a time machine, and put it in his house, and played. A little game called Rubber Ducky, and the water looked so realistic to me because I was only on my little original Xbox. But that's, again, he used to come around mine. We used to play the original Xbox, and I used to go around his. He'd play the PS3, and get those little flavors from different places.
So I remember the 360 and the PS3 were the consoles that came out at the same time, right? Mm-hmm. And I remember being in school, and my friend, I guess I think they won it at a Blockbuster or something, like some
nice.
raffle giveaway. And he was like telling us, he's all, I can turn on my Xbox with my control. He's like, it's freaking crazy. Yeah. He's all, dude, it's amazing.
Whoa. Next level, man.
Yeah. But it was insane. It's kind of a dumb thing, but it is awesome. Like, if you go back now, it's like, how do you why didn't this have it before?
Yeah, like I remember I was talking to Carl, who's on one of the podcasts with me, and something that I forever took for granted because I guess I grew up with it was like controller rumble, and he's like 35 or 34 or something like that. So he said like when a controller first rumbled, he was just like, this is the most insane thing. Like it made him feel like he was inside the game just because it was like the controller rumble in real life,
Yeah.
Like rather than nowadays, of course, I'm hoping. On the 19th of November, when or just after, probably once I order my PS5 and I get this DualSense control in my hand, it's going to completely blow my mind,
Yeah, I hope so too, man. I hope that you're okay.
With this haptic feedback and all this kind of stuff,
Yeah. Now you could they're motion censored and whatnot. Yeah. I heard they're making the control a little bit bigger too for the hand, so that's great because this compared to where am I? This compared to this isn't the. I don't know. I prefer the Xbox controls right now, but
yeah. So they're saying that one of the things that someone was saying, I think it was on Kind of Funny the other day, is. But bear with me 1 second.
All right, everybody, give him 1 quick second. He's either gone or he's gonna go get something.
So this here, like when you put your hands around the DualShock, it almost feels like your hands should be able to rest somewhere here, but they just sort of like go in behind.
Yeah.
Rather than on the Xbox control, there's like something for you to just like rest your hand on behind here. And I think that's what they seem to have improved on the DualShock 5 is make it a bit bigger that side and feels fuller in your hand.
Yeah.
Rather than just feels like there's something slightly missing with the DualShock 4.
Maybe too, like for a shooting game, it probably feels better as well. Because you might feel like you're actually holding like the grip of a gun.
Yeah.
So it might help on that.
Yeah, which is cool.
Yeah. And yeah, man, it's crazy growing up. Like you said, I grew up like my younger years. Probably we were like middle class. We weren't rich, but my mom and my dad did buy me stuff every once in a while. Like big purchases, and then it'd be cool because you'd have a system but then you'd only have one game for
Yeah.
for the life of
Yeah.
until like your birthday or until like Christmas. Or if it happened to land on the same day, then you only get one game, not two
Mate,
games.
I'm 26 now and I'm still in the same boat. I've got literally exactly enough money for a PS5, and I've just bought Miles Morales. So that's all I have. That's all I have on it. It's Miles Morales for a bit.
You don't,
So
you don't have a girlfriend?
yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Over here in America, or in the States, is that what you guys call it? The States?
The States. Yeah.
So over here in the States, there's this thing, I guess, where you get your girlfriend to buy you it, and if she doesn't buy you it, she doesn't care
It's
about
the
you
old
at all.
birthday present.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, not even
that's
just a sign. That's like the ultimate sign of affection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The old sign up.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
if she doesn't get
You
you,
know
that,
she's a keeper.
yeah, if she
you know
doesn't
she's
get
a
you it, she
keeper.
doesn't care about you, man.
Yeah, that's it.
You go let her know.
I'll have a word with Amy after this. We will have a good deep conversation. I'll say, look, these in the States they're just buying them like they're just going out of fashion,
Like, yeah, like they're
Here I am.
hotcakes.
Yeah. No, you just got to ask. In the States they just buy them for
Yeah,
your
you don't even
girlfriend.
gotta
Walk out
ask.
the door.
You just you show up, you open the door, and it's right there on the dining room table, dude. Plugged in, everything installed.
Little note saying I knew the release date. Love you.
Exactly. I got you an extra control for your buddy.
Yeah, I saw a really funny video of or as a meme or something where it said my girlfriend played 2K. She beat me at 2K, and I broke up with her because she didn't learn those skills from me.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Where did she learn those skills from? Yeah. Exactly.
which is quite funny.
Yeah. Was your girlfriend good is she good at playing video games?
She is extremely good at certain video games. She's a Sims player, so she could do things on Sims I could never imagine.
Yeah.
She's like really good at those kind of games. Anything that's sort of like building or living or like decorating, stuff like that. Like she created an exact room for room copy of our actual house on Sims and stuff like that, which was just like, I don't know how you do that.
Yeah, was it worth more in the game than your actual your actual
Oh yeah,
place was
100%.
worth?
Yeah.
Does that
That's
hurt?
I was worth more in the game. My little Sim was a rich man. I tell you, he was loving life. He was I think it was she made me a stand-up comedian or something, and I was worth a lot of money.
She just made you this big old buff, funny guy that's rich.
Yeah,
and everything. You're like, wait a minute. Yeah, wait a minute.
Hold on. What's going on here?
But yeah, that's hilarious, man. I'm assuming your sim on there didn't have the PS5 as well.
Yeah, he had everything, and she created a basement where they go down there and play cards and pool and different things down there, which is sick.
Yeah, over here, like all the newer houses, they're kind of not including basements anymore. They don't really do that over here in the States anymore. Do you know if that's
No,
a common thing?
we've
over
never
there
had
too?
that.
No.
So like the basements is like a massive American thing. So
Is it?
like for us, like you never know. I've never known anyone in the whole of my life that I've ever met, of all the hundreds of thousands of people you tend to just come across in life, be it school or anywhere, that's had a basement.
So if someone has a basement, do you think they're like a serial killer or something? Or
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you start going.
they have a dungeon.
What does he have down there?
Exactly.
And the only reason I even sort of know about basements really is because of like The Simpsons.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So that's yeah. I guess pop culture is really it's a deep insight to America, huh? Because there's not
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
like we have all the major studios here, like Hollywood and all that. So
Yeah, that's it. So because I guess it's a let's say stereotypical American home, Evergreen Terrace. So so like he'd always go downstairs when he Homer, and he'd have like all of his shit down there, basically. Like we always have attics, that sort of thing. That you always have like we just shove all our shit in attics. So
that's a thing of the past here too, man. They're kind of like they're taking that.
What do you do? Just throw your stuff away or what?
Yeah, we have a garage, a garage, a garage.
Yeah, garage. That's
Yeah.
what we call it.
The only reason I know it's pronounced like that is because of Forza.
Oh, really?
One of the
so
ones
that's
that I
based
think
in-
Horizon 2.
Yeah,
They're like, oh, it's a garage find or like a barn find,
yeah.
They say
yeah,
go to your
yeah.
garage and fix your car. So, I know a little bit, man. How do you say Jaguar?
Jaguar.
Jaguar. Yeah, like that. Like the commercials, bro. That's what.
Yeah.
And, this is more of a German thing, but how do you say Porsche? Like the vehicle.
Porsche.
Porsche, not Porsche.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's them. Yeah, so that's like the Germans call it Porsche. Yeah, but we call it Porsche.
Okay, I worked at a Porsche dealership, and I would call it Porsche,
okay.
you know. And
Yeah.
my boss told me, he's all, that's someone's last name, for God's sake. He's all, say it right. I was like, all right. I was like, my bad.
So the things that we tend to pick up a lot more on is like, you would call it a sidewalk. I call it a path.
A path? Yeah, see, what we call a path here is like a trail. Like.
Yes. Yeah, like up into the mountains. Like you follow a path up into a mountain.
Or like,
rather than...
like, let's just say there's like some shrubs or bushes, and you can see like a dirt where everyone just crosses through because it's just much faster. That would be like a path. Not
little pathway. Yeah.
Which technically, I guess that is a sidewalk too, huh? Since you're walking on the side of the.
In a way, yeah, that's it exactly. It's all little intricacies. Yeah. You call it trash. We call it rubbish.
Yeah. No, that's my. That's what we call my coworker, but. But we won't go there. Yeah, it's hilarious because like I'm taking your word for this, like word for word, man, and you could just be telling me all these lies.
Oh
like,
yeah.
You could be here in the States, just saying.
Yeah. I just live in San Fran. I'm just, man. If I can, if this isn't real, then I need Leonardo DiCaprio like a Golden Globe or something for
being. Well, it took him forever to get his. So
yeah,
get yours in time, bro. So
it certainly did.
So you said you guys have different channels under the Pixi Podcast umbrella, right? Or like different shows. Do you guys like? How did you guys choose the specific role and what to do it, or was that just natural, or?
What, the people that are in it? How did I choose the people that were in it, or
like how
did I choose the name?
You said they do funny games or stuff like that. Did they come up to you and like, hey, I like playing this, or I like doing this, or movie reviews? You know.
Yeah. What? So kind of funny. They're someone that I watch who operate out of San Francisco, and they do different shows. Like they do Kind of Funny Games Daily, where they talk about the news, and then they have Gamecast, where they talk about games a little more in depth about what they feel about them and stuff like that. Like more so review based stuff, like reviewing the latest Spider-Man game, but more so for Pixi, the different categories that were just like, Carl was someone who I knew that I knew him through Amy, my girlfriend, and I knew that he sort of played video games a lot, and I saw him commenting on some stuff on some like bigger games like Witcher and stuff like that. So I got a hold of him and said to him, "Hey, do you want to do a show?" And he was like, "Yeah, sounds good." And then we ended up doing Silver for Monsters, Steel for Humans, Mike for Podcasting, which is like the namesake is our favorite game, which is The Witcher, which is so we wanted to sort of have it like that, and then we've got our own little thing where we talk about like things a lot more in depth, a lot more like sort of get pretty real, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Kind of. So like by getting real, you mean just like stuff like going on around you in your like surrounding or in the world, or
just how a story makes you feel. Like sometimes, like I guess the popular thing or way to consume a story, I guess, is movies. So like you get movies that will make you cry or be on a more serious tone or whatever, and we play those kind of games. Like so for instance, The Witcher 3 is a game that we've played and we both absolutely love for a million reasons, and because it's such a massive game, we've done a podcast on it and talked about all the different things in it that we like and don't like, and characters that we fall in love with and don't fall in love with, and all that kind of stuff, and our attachment to these characters like in real life as well. So like like when I was playing The Witcher and Triss fell into my arms and they gave me this little 3-second decision of you have to kiss her or not, like I had like a little flutter of my heart in real life, and that's like kind of where like when you're told a story that's like really real and sort of affects you, albeit because you're sympathetic to the character you're playing, or whether you sort of see yourself as the character you're playing and stuff like that, or it relates to things that have happened to you in your life, that's when it gets a little bit more full on. So like we played What Remains of Edith Finch. We ended up talking about the sort of there is suicide that's represented in that game and stuff like that. So it's like we talk about the deeper, more more sort of close to the cuff stuff, I guess.
Okay.
Rather than like the Pixi Game Podcast is way more like chill out, have a laugh, do a Rise Randoms. So obviously I'm Ryan, and I do this little thing called Rise Randoms. So I'll just think of a stupid game they play every week, stuff like that on the show, and I'll just I won't tell them about it. I'll just throw it in their face. I'll just go like, this week you got to name in 1 minute, name as many yellow video game characters as you can. Bang, put them on the spot, and they're like, oh, this, and this,
Yeah. What do they always say? Pikachu.
Yeah, that's it. Easy option. Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, that's pretty cool. It's crazy how you can find so many themes in different video games. I'm sure a lot of people that don't play video games, they just think that they're mindless games. They're just a waste of time.
100%.
And
which is there's certainly room for that. Yeah, exactly. And that's where I think like my passion comes from the fact that I think video games are the best way to consume a story, and that is that I think there's something different about even if the story is that you're being told isn't one that's like a narrative. It could just be that you're playing a scary game, say, and I feel like people often will flinch far more and be far more scared and worried if they're playing a horror game than if they're watching a horror movie.
The audio is kind of unsynced.
Patchy or what?
Yeah, let's see if your Zoom can load real quick. Okay, so you're saying you're talking about the horror game?
Yeah, so the horror game. So if you're playing a horror game as opposed to watching a horror movie, I find that people will often like flinch more or be more scared if they're playing, because there's something that video games does where it connects you to what's going on because you are in control of it, and that's where things can be told in a much more beautiful way, and you like that sense of control and stuff is cool. Like, being able to turn away and run, you're the person that has to turn away and run.
Yeah,
that's something you got to do. Like, that's where, like, I think is like just using the example of horror games is that so say there's a dark room you're about to go into. When you're watching a movie and the person, the protagonist is about to go into that dark room, you go, oh no, don't do it, dude, don't go in there, man. Like, what the hell are you doing? Like, why is this guy just being an idiot and going in there?
Yeah,
like,
why are you so dumb?
Yeah, exactly. But in a video game, you might have had the door locked behind you. You turn around and you go, oh man, I ain't got no option but to go through here. Then you have to take that step, and that's where, like, all of a sudden it becomes so real to you.
Yeah. Do any of you guys have a virtual headset?
Yeah. I had PSVR for a while. I had it on 2 separate occasions, but yeah, like VR is again the next level of that immersion and going into that. VR was.
Have you guys played any scary games on there?
Yeah, I played Resident Evil.
The 7? Yeah.
Yeah.
How was that?
Yeah, I played that on there. Intense, super intense.
Yeah. Does it actually does it make a big difference actually having the headset on?
Yeah, it makes it. It makes it feel more real and takes you sort of in there a little more. I think that if something's told in the right way, that you can do it on a screen anyway, just with a controller, because it's just sort of like, like when you're, again, to liken it to movies, that, when you're in the cinema and then the credits start to roll and you're like, whoa, I didn't even feel like I was there then, and you can do that via a screen, but VR is completely absolves you, doesn't it? You can hear everything, feel everything that's going on around you. The Heist VR was one of the things that I remember, where like you're sat in a chair in this sort of London locker and this guy's like interrogating you, and you can hear him walking behind you with the 3D audio, and then like he gets up in your face and stuff, and all that kind of stuff. It's cool. But VR, it's certainly more immersive.
It messes with your senses differently, right? That's why I think that's, I don't know. It's crazy that it's barely in its like infancy stage. This is barely how it's starting. A lot of games, like, is it like the Oculus Quest, or a lot of times I see people playing them. They're like those rag physics ones, and they look like they're okay games, but in my head I'm like, I wouldn't drop like $400 on that, and then you got to buy the other games.
That's the biggest thing that VR's fighting in regards to like barrier to entry is the fact that people can't deal with like the disconnect very well. So like people who like have car sickness really struggle with it, stuff like that, because like VR is absolutely amazing when you can stay still. But the second you have to move, and then whatever the biology inside you that goes, okay, so everything, all of my senses are telling me I'm walking, but my legs aren't moving, makes people feel sick.
Yeah.
So they're always battling that, and I think it's difficult because it's like a step for people, and until they play it, it's more of like an experience and novelty than it is something that you could like dive into for 30 hours, 100 hours. You couldn't get lost in Skyrim in VR very easily.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, that sounds pretty insane. I'm sure that, because I like that game just normal. I got lost in that game just playing it like on regular 360, so I can only imagine how you would feel wearing the headset and just...
Yeah, that's it. Standing at the gates of Whiterun, looking up at the door,
Yeah, the beginning where like you wake up and how that has became a meme pretty much.
Yes. Yeah.
You get to live the meme now.
Yeah, that's it.
So that'd be pretty cool too.
No.
How did you feel before we started this podcast coming on here? Like, because I didn't really tell you much about it, just that I was going to be talking to you and conversating you about you and Pixi Podcast.
I mean, number one, obviously, I checked out your channel, checked out yourself, and everything, even just from our messages, you can usually tell that someone's a pretty sound, genuine person, and then going on and seeing you interview other people and stuff, and just seeing that as you say, you're just a face on a screen and you could be anything or anyone, but I feel that that's just the same if you meet someone in real life, or if you don't, they could just be telling you a lie whether they're there or not.
Yeah, that's true.
And I can tell when someone's genuine, and I just felt like just the fact that even you would just chase me up and go, "What's up, man? Like, can we try and get us going tonight?" Stuff like that, and I just felt like that was great, and made me I wasn't apprehensive or anything like that. I was just like, yeah, let's go, man. Let's like, and the fact that, again, in regards to diversity and stuff, you're from the States and stuff, and I'm always interested to see or converse with different people from different cultures and stuff like that, and backgrounds, and it's always interesting to me to learn from those people and learn what games they played when they grew up, and just have a conversation with people, and like, again, someone else who is a, let's say, growing content creator is like myself, and I'm always up to talk to people,
Yeah, hey, I'm trying to grow too, bro. That's it, man. The reason I asked you that is because I'm trying to transition into this question. You see, that's me working, and normally I won't say it out loud, but since you're a podcaster, I'm just trying to see like how you like that. Yeah. But how do you find topics to go into when you do your show? Like, all right, this week, how you said I asked questions about what yellow characters, how many I can think of. Are you just watching The Simpsons and you're like, oh, I remember this Simpsons game, and then you
sometimes it can be as simple as that. Like, I'll sit and try and think of different things. So like the discussion o'clock that I do with with Silver for Monsters, it's reasonably easy because me and Carl will just look up a game, see if we think it's cool, go like look online, see what the reviews are. If it's got like a 9 out of 10, we'll go, yeah, we'll give it a go, and then we'll talk about how that made us feel or whatever. But with the other show, like, I got to think of all these different discussions. So like, I think my last 3 were, what makes a game worth $70? That would be to you. What makes a game worth $70? What makes a game? Another one was what gaming things? What real life gaming objects are you most attached to emotionally? So like,
that was the last one, right?
Yeah, that's it. For instance, I've still got my old PS3 just sat up over there.
Yeah.
I just, because I create all the content, all the questions, all the different things and stuff like that. So I just sit and like I say, sometimes it's that I go online and I look up like different inspiration, stuff like that. So like, I'll look online or I'll listen to another podcast and listen to what they do and go, oh yeah, that sounds cool. I might, like, as any artist does, take inspiration from different places.
And have you ever listened to a podcast or an episode of something, and like you hear them like trying to grasp for something, and like instantly you're like, hey bro, like this is what you're thinking of, or or this, you can do this, like, and
it's all like a learning process. The whole idea of podcasting, like for me today, I'm totally out of my comfort zone in regards to I'm usually the host, so I'm usually the person who's okay, we've got a bit of dead air coming up. Let's, we're reaching the end of this question now. So like, even as I'm speaking now, I know there's those little things going in your mind going like, oh, okay, he's just starting to round off now. Let's just get ready for the next question, blah, blah, blah. And all these little things going inside your head that I'm usually thinking as the host. I'm like, okay, and then perhaps someone strays too much off on a tangent, and you've got to try and sort of bring him back, recenter what they're doing, what they're thinking.
Yeah,
yeah, that's it. Yeah, you're like, whoa, mate, let's not hear your life story. Let's get back to the question of where we were or whatever it is. And that's a skill within itself that I'm learning and trying to learn all the time, which is great.
Yeah, same way, bro. I try to like, it's kind of hard. So I'm just showing you like how my brain works.
Yeah.
Don't get scared. You're literally in my world two ways. This is my show, so you can relax. And then I guess I'm showing you how my brain works. So
cool.
So take you might see something right now that you don't like. See, like now I forgot what I was saying. No, but I typed in, I looked at my analytics on my last episode, and I guess they were typing in my name to try to find my podcast. And I thought that was kind of weird, but makes sense. And so I typed in my name in YouTube to see what popped up. And some random like guy from California, one of his videos was on there from like he was a bartender, or he owns a company that gives like drinks at weddings and stuff. Cool. And I was watching it, and the host of that show, he's like, all right, here we have Jerry Ruiz, and he's from, and then like he looked at his notes, and like he put his glasses on, and he's all, oh, he's from like bartending service. And like I was watching that, and I was like, man, that's terrible. Like I was like,
terrible.
I like
bad etiquette.
Yeah, like dude, like at least have like, if that's your first thing you're starting off with, do a little research of at least the company and the guy. And I was watching that, and I was like, well, normally how I do it is I try to hype up the person I have on here. The intro I gave you. I don't know how that made you feel, but
it's good.
Yeah.
And that's you gotta immediately, in any interview like situation, you gotta try and make the other person feel comfortable, and obviously you are, there's undertones to any scenario. So a news person is only interviewing for a movie because they want to be able to get the clicks and stuff for their news outlet, and the person from the movie is only there because they want people to click through and then watch their movie in the end because of the advertisement or whatever. But the you can tell the difference between someone who's real and someone who's not in that scenario, and that's where, like you say, it's a little difficult because matey who's reading down at his bit of paper and that, like, he's clearly not invested in the person that he's talking to in any way. And like I say, I'm not asking someone to be invested to a degree where they've watched every single one of my episodes and know every single thing that's going on and can probably quote famous quotes from my show or whatever. But like, certainly just doing a tiny bit of background research before we do something like that makes the whole scenario a lot more comfortable.
Yeah, I agree. Ryan.
That's it, yeah.
No,
who's this guy again? Shit.
Call you the name of my last guest.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
My bad, Fabio.
Yeah, that's thanks, Jeff. I'm Jerry.
No, but yeah, I agree. Like maybe for him, that's his job. And obviously I'm not getting paid for this, which one day, obviously, both of our goals is to get paid from
100%,
from doing this.
100%.
Because how awesome would that be? Be your own boss.
Yeah.
But and doing something you like. But it's, I don't know, it's just you chose Pixi Podcast because you like gaming, right? And I like helping people and learning at the same time, so this is why I do this. So this is good for both of us. But I don't know, you do it broadcasted, right? You record previously and then you post your stuff out. It's not live like this.
No.
Do you?
No, yeah, I always do it.
Do you
edit it and stuff? I'm
saying, do you ever think of any about the difficulties of going live? Does that ever cross your mind, or?
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah. It's you can always tell what, like, usually when I record my podcasts, I will only edit out, like, so say at the start what we done where you've got a bit of dead air beforehand, if I'm trying to, because usually I try and capture a bit of dead air beforehand so I can edit out that dead air noise all the way through my podcast so that the audio quality is better for my listeners. But yeah, I totally get the fact that when you're stumped, when you're like I say, with the news outlet kind of thing that I was on about a second ago, like, it's far harder when you're sort of facing someone and you've got to deal with them in that moment. Like, if I wanted to spin out now and like, you are in a way you have to have a level of trust with someone or anything like that, and you're just like right in the thick of it, in the heat, because like say I just turned around and was like, oh my god, man, like I'm a massive racist or I'm a real horrible person or whatever, and you got to like on the fly just be like, oh dude, got to cut this short, and you know,
yeah,
whatever
me too.
it is. Exactly, man. Like it's you're playing with fire in that same way, but then it keeps things organic. Like that's one thing that I always sort of want to keep in my podcast is, yes, I do pre-record them and I will put out podcasts that like, but I would never try and pretend like, so the one that's coming out next week, I pre-recorded it and it's an interview with two of the participants from the Pixi Game Championship, but before the championship went out. So I, at the start of it, I say to my listeners, I say, look, I recorded this beforehand. You're listening to it in the future. There's no lie here. I'm not going like, hi guys, because otherwise I'm talking about something that happened 3 weeks ago, oh, the Halloween event on COD was great, and you're like, hold on, we're in January.
Yeah, exactly. And
you gotta keep it real.
Yeah, and like today, like I told you some of my screens were messed up, which you might see if you go watch this back. You don't have to watch it back.
Yeah.
But you might see it when I'm fixing the main the guest screen is what I call it.
On the fly.
Yeah. And so I filled up the screen with your chat box. If you want to know something funny, I have the slide of the full screen of the guest. I have it titled under guest, and then when it's full screen of me, I have it titled under star.
Nice. Nice touch.
Yeah,
nice
just
touch.
because it's my show.
That's it, man. You're the man.
Yeah. And, no, well, I haven't told much people. Maybe 2 people know that, but it's just
good.
my
That's good
show.
stuff,
So it's
That's
crazy when you have to face problems live.
Yeah.
I was on a strong run for like the first 2 months of this, which is perfect because you don't want anything bad going on when you're trying to figure out what the heck you're doing. And so I've gotten good at fixing stuff on the run. I do this live to talk to people watching this so they can ask questions. I want them
that's
engaged.
Cool.
So
I could never have that in regards to like live time in the same way in my podcast, which I respect you for the same thing. And that's where like there's plenty of times where I've been listening to other podcasts like Kind of Funny. They do games daily every day, but they also stream live on Twitch at the same time. So live technical issues, all that kind of stuff happens, but it's all character building, man. It's all a part of the learning curve, and
that show business, anything, baby.
That's it. It makes stuff more endearing. Like when I watch Kind of Funny and everything goes wrong and one of them freezes or whatever, because obviously they're doing everything via COVID now, that if one of them freezes and leaves, like Kevin will step in, the guy who's like doing the soundboard and everything in the background, he'll step in and like, carry on the show and stuff. And it just makes everything seem more real when it's like that. And it often creates a deeper connection between you and listeners, when they know that, it's real, you're doing it in that very moment. Shit might just fuck up.
Yeah.
Nothing you can do about
and
it. I'm assuming I'm allowed to swear. I do apologize.
Yeah, you can say whatever you want, man.
Okay, cool.
Ryan, that son of a bitch. No, I'm just messing, man. How long does it take for you to set up for your episodes, and how long does it take for you to like edit them normally?
If you want to include, do you want to include like my planning time for them?
Yeah, you can if you want.
Then a long time. Like if like, because even just thinking about the different topics for every episode and all the gaming time I got to put in, like, so say I've got right now I'm about to do a podcast about Night in the Woods, and I've just got to keep smashing Night in the Woods every single night, keep playing it, because otherwise I'm not going to know what I'm talking about when I go on the podcast. I got to complete it and have like an overview of the whole thing, so that's part of it. And then obviously the actual writing everything down and getting everything all in a nice structure so I can flow the show as we go. But to record, usually it's anywhere between an hour and a half of just me sat with my friends, having the chats and all that kind of stuff. And then we go into probably an hour or 2, depending on how itty and bitty the show was, of just, putting the audio effects on. So like it's a bit harder now because my co-host can't be in here with my nice good mic that I've spent a lot of money on. They've got to use their headsets, their gaming headsets, which don't nowhere near as good. So I've got to put us all inside of a program that levels out all of the sounds, and so
that way you're not yelling into everyone's ear and your friend is all whispering
that's
in
it. Exactly. So which is just a nightmare when you listen to a podcast like that. And then so I do all the editing, and then I have to pick a clip, and then I take the clip out and I send that to Amy, who is she does all my social media promotion and she does all my YouTube stuff. So she makes clips. So she'll make me like little clip of the show with our little animations. I'm not sure if you've seen any of them.
I'm not. I don't think the video ones. I just listened to the ones on Spotify.
Just the ones on Spotify, yeah. But so the characters that you see on Spotify, she'll make like little animations of them for me to put on Instagram, stuff like that. Little clips, like funny moments in the show that are just gonna try and either attract listeners or just show like our personality, what we're all about.
Little highlights.
Yeah, and she usually does them in about an hour. But then something like the Pixi Gaming Championship, for example, like is like, because it's YouTube, it's 40 hours of editing.
Yeah, dang.
Crazy.
So the one advantage of going live, I don't gotta edit anything after this.
Nope.
Yeah, I do it on the fly. I just gotta stress like what's going on now, which is it's not bad. It just sucks. It just sucks when things go bad in every direction because everyone gets to see. At least
that's it.
When it goes on in the background, you got to edit it, and you look like a champ still.
Yeah, that's it. And that's the thing with the editing that also like it's like a placebo effect of like it's quite difficult. Like I guess I'm used to podcasting, so that's why a conversation can flow with me a little easier than it would with someone who like isn't used to podcasting. So they might like trip over themselves, especially at the start. People are usually really nervous.
Yeah.
So like they might just go like a lot of and just worrying about what they're saying and stuff like that. But often I'll say to people like, "Don't worry, man, I can edit out. So just do what you like." But then I almost don't have to edit because they're just like.
You guys are so cohesive, right?
It's just once they don't have to worry about sounding like an idiot, they don't bother worrying about it, so they don't slip up, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Well, I don't worry about that because I've been doing that since I was born, so I'm already used to it.
That's it.
But do you wonder why I ask you about the editing? I sometimes wonder if people wonder why I ask them about the editing.
Yeah, why is that?
So it's called Why Not Me Podcast, right? So I want the people that are watching to feel like, hey, why not me? Why can't I do, in your case, a podcast? And so they might not really think about how much time goes into editing, setting up. I know everyone is different. And then I'm sure at the beginning of your podcast career, it took you much longer to edit and figure out how you wanted to do things. Sure. And now you just have you probably have some templates too, but like
feedback's the key. That's been my biggest key to get better. So all of it is just like, to begin with, I was recording just on my iPad with the guy from Florida that I was doing the podcast.
Yeah.
And it was just crazy, man. It was just like the audio quality was really rubbish, and I always used to have to deal with in the background all the time, and I was like, oh man, how do I get rid of that or whatever? And then like I learned from other podcasters, about different audio software and different things you can do, and now it's all about putting yourself in a position where everything's as easy as it could possibly be for you. And to begin with, it doesn't matter what you do, whether it's, shooting a basketball or going for a run or whatever, it's always really hard. But then you hit that stage where, like when you get back from your run and your clothes are all sweaty, you don't just throw them on the floor, because then you come down the next day and you're like, oh man, I got sweaty clothes. Like you realize like, okay, if I put them in the washer, get them all ready for the next day, then it's going to be easier next time. And that's the sort of road I go down.
Yeah, no, that's true. And, geez, you've been doing this for 2 years. I've barely been doing. Well, I keep saying 3 months. I think it's like 5 months. I keep feeling it like I've only been doing this for 3 months, but 4 to 5 months. I found a groove. I'm still learning stuff. Like they told, like I just learned to make way better thumbnails. I never really thought about that, but my last guest told me like, hey, you should improve on your thumbnails to attract more people just by looking at it. So now I do that. Like I've been doing that. So you'll get special treatment now compared to my previous guest.
Nice, man. Getting into that clickbait.
Yeah. But it's crazy because, like you said, you started through an iPad, right?
Mm-hmm.
I want people that are interested in doing whatever they want to do. That, I say this a lot, probably like twice. For every 4 episodes, every 2 episodes, I'll say it for 1 episode. You don't have to have the best stuff. You don't have to have like everything. Just start off with what you got and upgrade as you go.
Yep. And that's just far away. And my biggest things, and this is coming from someone who's as small as this sounds right now, but massive to me, is that I started off when I remember I got 10 listens on one episode one time, and I was like, my God, this is the best thing I've ever done. I got 50 listens on my whole like show ever, all the episodes I've ever done. I remember saying to Amy, like, my God, I'm on like 80 listens. Like I'm like getting towards like 100 listens all time. I'm now on 3.5k listens all time. I'm up to around about 20 listeners an episode. Some episodes I'll have like 60, some episodes I'll have like 15, stuff like that. And I just say that, like, you know, just never ever put yourself in a position where you think, oh, you know, I started off hot and I got like 50 listeners on this, and now I've only got 10, and you start questioning yourself and what you're doing and whether it's right or wrong or whatever and all that kind of stuff. And that's why it's dangerous water to go into that. So I just say, as long as you believe in what you do and you think it'd be entertaining to listen to, and you can listen to it back and go, this is fucking sick, you know, I like this. That just keep going, because you'll find another you somewhere that's going to want to sit and chill and listen to it and you know, take it in, which is cool.
Everyone watching live right now, go ahead and type in either I'm here or type in present. Type in let's go, you know, just to let me know that you guys are watching. That way I know who's watching, and we can give you a shout out. But were you the one that told me that you asked me how many live viewers I had, and I said like probably 6 or 8 people at an average at a time? Was that you that asked me, or was that someone else?
I can't remember. I can't remember asking.
And then I was like, yeah, it's not too crazy, but let's just say 6 people. And then they're like, yeah, well, if you think about it, that's 6 people in a room. That would be 6 people.
Yeah, that was it. I said that to you. Yeah, that's it.
And that really stuck with me, man. Like, I don't know if you realize that, but that really man, that really stuck 100%. With me, and I really appreciate that, because it makes me feel good.
Yeah, 100%. Like that was the same with I think it's difficult in when we're in a world of YouTube views and stuff like that, where, you know, you look at someone like PewDiePie who's getting 3 million views an episode per video or whatever it is, and you think, oh man, like that's where I want to be or whatever, but you just don't realize that like you literally put 10 people in a room and tell them to listen to your voice, stare at you, you know, it completely changes your perspective.
Yeah, man. That's a small little conference room around here.
Yeah, 100%. And the best thing about that is that, like, if you can make a difference to 2 of those out of 10, like that's amazing. If you can make them smile, like say someone's having a shit day and they're listening back to this podcast right now in the future us, you know, and they're listening back to that and they're getting a laugh out of it, a smile about, you know, cracking jokes about basements or whatever, then you know you've done a good thing.
Yeah. If they're the person that brought back basements, they're like, look at that. These guys These guys thought it was dead.
Yeah, man. I ain't buying a place till I can get a basement.
Yeah, but no, it's crazy. And some of that stuff you don't think about till after you're done with the episode, or like in this case, you talk to someone else that does the same thing. Because I never thought about that, dude. And that's one reason I appreciate talking to content creators.
Yeah,
is because we're kind of in the same bubble, as in, you know, we want people to listen, and we're trying to get these subscribers or likes, you know, because it helps us out drastically, and it lets us know if we're doing good or not. But at the same time, there's different perspectives to it, man, and like I remember asking my last guest, Fabio. He had a 50,000 subscribers.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And I was like, how does it feel? And he's like, well, 50,000 is just a number. And I was like, well, come on, man. Like, you know, like, that's a big number. He was like, well, I mean, like, compared to like 49,999 to 50,000, he's all, it's not a really, you know, he's all, it doesn't feel too different to me. He's all, he's all, I remember watching it and seeing it grow, and he's all, it made me feel good because I knew I was doing good, because obviously people were watching. But he also says too, like, at the end of the day, he has so much viewers that it doesn't make too much of a difference, because it literally is just a number. But, you know, everyone that watches and shares and comments, that's what, you know, I guess the community he has is the different species.
Yeah, that's it. And I think it's as a whole, as Western society, I think have this problem of just You are always looking up. You're always looking at what's above you. You're always looking at what you don't have.
Yeah.
You're always looking at, oh man, he's got a better mic. Oh man, he's got a better camera. Oh man, he's got more viewers. Oh man, he's got more subscribers. He's got more listeners. He's got this, that, and the other. I wish I was where he is. Why aren't I? Why aren't I? Rather than like, nobody ever looks down. Nobody ever looks down at like right now. I know there's someone sat in a room talking into a mic with nobody listening. Yeah. And they have the same dream that I had of just like, let's get people listening. Let's drum this. I care about this. I care about something like video games or whatever the podcast might be. It might be about fishing. They might just be like, I care about fishing so much. I'm going to fucking talk into a mic about it. I'm going to put myself out there on the internet and do that, and that's like, you look down and you see someone like that and you think, I'm glad that I've come so far from where I was then, but I'll never, you never forget those things,
Yeah. I appreciate that. You look down on me, bro.
Yeah, man. I was like, just
pathetic.
I'll just pull. I'm pulling the ladder up though, man. You gotta make your own way up. Up here in the
pathetic. What'd you say? Rubbish.
Rubbish. Extremely British.
Yeah. No, it's crazy and it's true, man. It's awesome. It's funny too because I remember growing up, always hearing that playing video games will get you nowhere, or like. You're not gonna have a job playing video games. How your parents would tell you, or sitting in front of that screen, you're not gonna have a career or anything. And like now in present days, there's professionals making millions or thousands just playing video games.
The video gaming industry makes more money than movies and I can't remember what the other thing was. It was like movies and sports combined, which is crazy.
Yeah, that is insane.
Like that is insane.
Especially now that there is no movies, I'm sure they took advantage of that. Definitely.
100%.
Yeah.
And it's grown and grown and grown, and it's being a gamer is it's very difficult because is a guy who comes back and plays 2K every night after he finishes basketball sessions and lives out his dreams of bringing the Suns a title or something like that, or whatever it is. Is he a gamer, and or is it the classic stereotypical guy in the basement, fat, plays by himself and all that kind of stuff, and is very isolated from the world, and drinks Mountain Dew and eats Cheetos. But like, that's the stereotypical view on it. But nowadays, like, everybody's a gamer. Like, your mum and dad's probably a gamer these days. Like, they're playing Candy Crush on their phone, or they're doing these different things, and whatever it might be, man. It's everywhere now.
Hey,
it's much more a normal thing.
Is Mountain Dew a popular thing over there?
Nope. Yeah. The only reason I know about Mountain Dew is because my brother used to drink it when he was young, because it must have had a little influx.
Yeah,
over here.
He probably got that sugar rush when he tried it too, and he was just like,
yeah, 100%. And it was really tasty, and he bought me a load off of Amazon, and we just a little bit of a nostalgia trip for him of when Mountain Dew was a thing, and now it's sort of come back in now a little bit as like a gamer fuel over here.
Yeah.
Which is
look, I'm an American, and he's like, well, my Mountain Dew.
Yeah, that's it.
Did you play Fallout?
Yeah.
I remember, I think it was Fallout 4, not the one before the 76, the MMO one. They had a deal here at Target. Do they got Targets over there?
Nope.
Okay. Do you know what?
But I know what Target is.
Yeah.
All right. I listen. I'm very sort of well versed with American society because I listen to American podcasts all the time. So like,
okay.
I know the Target's where you games and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So a Target, it's kind of like a Walmart. And they were having a deal there where they were selling like the drinks, the Nuka-Cola, and they had like this blue one. I'm trying to
Quantum. Nuka-Cola Quantum.
Yeah, they had the Quantum. They had those specifically at Target, and when I went to go buy them, they were sold out. And
really? Yeah.
I wanted to buy it just to have it in my just as a prop, in the background.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. It's like a souvenir kind of thing,
Yeah. So it kind of like how you said with your PS3.
Yeah, so I've got over here. I've got like a sort of gaming shelves, and underneath my PS3, I've got like 3 different shelves. Underneath my PS3, I've got a little Fallout survival guide that I got. There's like a little thing, and it's got like a little. It's just like little geeky stuff, basically like that.
Imagine the world ends and that saves your life. The survival guide.
Man, yeah. That's it. I know how to deal with super mutants.
So 2 years 2 years is how long you've been doing this, give or take. How did you promote yourself when you first started?
When I first started,
Sorry, this is a question I kind of ask everyone because
yeah.
it every person or business has to promote themselves. So.
So to begin with, I just sent links to people that I knew, my friends. I said to them, look, I've tried this thing out. What do you think of it? Let's have some feedback. I remember specifically Amy's sister was an absolute legend. Absolutely has no idea about video games, but she used to listen to the podcast anyway and just listen to me babble on about things she doesn't have a clue about. And she used to tell me that the audio was good, or that it flowed well, or whatever it was. And that really gave me some confidence. And then I started up a YouTube and a Facebook and an Instagram and stuff like that. And then I just started posting the photos of things and went from there really, and just sort of. Now I'm in like a whole different world of like, so Amy is a social media promoter. That's her job. So she helps people, grow their Instagram followings and helps people to, promote in the right ways, clear up their Instagram, make it look nicer, make it more brand, like make their brand more,
more presentable.
Presentable. That's it. Yeah. Perfect. So now I'm in a different world where I'm putting out these clips now and all these different things rather than to begin with. I just, used to just send links to my friends to begin with.
Yeah.
And now I send all links to all different people I know or have met via Instagram. There's a guy called Kui. He's from I think it's Hawaii or something, and he listens to my podcast, and he's just really sound. And like, I sent him a little DM just being like, would you be interested in listening to the podcast? And then now he's like my best listener, basically.
He's your number 2 fan compared to.
He is. That's it.
I'd say number 1, but that was your original friend that would give you the feedback.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I'm trying to remember how I heard of you. I can't really think of it. Maybe.
Would have been Instagram.
Yeah, it's somewhere on Instagram. I'm not sure if it said person you might like, or if I liked one of your things or you liked one of mine.
That's the way it goes.
Yeah.
It's usually, probably, to be perfectly honest, Amy probably would have picked you out as someone who either does the same thing or is interested in the same thing and would have followed you, and then you probably would have followed me back, and then like to post here, like to post there, and then one of us got hold of the other one. I can't remember which one it was.
I think I reached out to you. Normally nice. I do a lot of the reaching out. Because,
same.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways.
Yeah, we're kind of small time in this pond.
Exactly. Yeah.
How many subscribers do you have? If you don't mind me asking.
YouTube, I have 100.
100.
Just gone over 100 or 106.
Okay.
And then so listeners, I have around 20 listens an episode now.
Nice.
But they fluctuate. Depends. Yeah. If I have someone who comes on, I know that like they often get excited about like listening to themselves back and stuff, so they'll share it to a lot of people. Like I'm sure you will get views on this because I'll share it to people once it comes back on your YouTube channel, stuff like that. And then that's like where it gets those, you get those extra views, for that. And then depends who it is and who listens and so on and so forth.
Yeah, like my last guest, he shared the episode, and it helped me out so much. It was the highest rated, it by like more than double.
Yeah. That's it.
I'm hoping one day I get there for the people I have on here.
Yeah, no doubt.
I don't have the biggest fan base, but you know what? I share. If you can make it shareable on whatever social media I'm following you on, I'll share it, man. Because I understand that it's insane, and I'll share it too because I actually enjoy it. I'm not just sharing it just because like, well, hey, he helped me out, so I'm just gonna help him out. I actually enjoy listening to what you guys what Ryan what Ryan talks about.
That's it.
Yeah, no. But no, for reals, man. Like that last episode, like you guys were talking about nostalgic items, and I was there listening, and you guys were talking about the GameCube, and like I was like, oh, they better not disrespect that GameCube. That like that's another one that wasn't really respected for its time. Now if you look back at it, you're like, dang, that thing had a whole bunch of hits. That thing was ahead of its time. It had the little screen on it. I don't know if you guys remember.
Little screen?
Yeah, you could attach it to your console, and
I see.
It flips up, and so you had a portable game system.
Nice.
So see, I don't know if you guys talked about it, but see, that's one thing I was thinking of too. I was like, I remember being able to I didn't get it, but I remember seeing it and I was like, man, that'd be sick. I could play games like on road trips or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, that's it.
So
Pop it up in a tent somewhere or something.
yeah. So that's why I don't mind sharing this, because even if no one watches any of my posts or reacts to it, at least I could say I tried to help you out. And
yeah, no doubt. Yeah.
And if it's just one listener, then that's just one you wouldn't have had, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And it all goes down to the same sort of the analytics and so on. But like I say, more importantly for me is just that kind of, hopefully, even if I don't get any of your listeners, you don't get any of mine, and we go our separate ways from here, that for sure just having an experience with someone else who's on the same road and so on and so forth, creating a connection with someone who's doing the same thing as me, albeit in a different respect, because your show is very different to mine. But giving each other that love. And that's where, like, a guy came on my podcast a couple of weeks ago who does Facebook streams, and he's like crazy good at Call of Duty, like he's thinking about going pro, basically. Like he's kind of that, like
he's trying to get on my level. Okay.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. And I said to him, I know this guy, I know Jerry, and he'll sort you out. He knows the little tips and tricks, but like, I can't watch his stuff all the time because I got my own thing going on.
Yeah.
Like I got to record podcasts, and like I say, when I'm not recording, I'm playing games. Like, it's very rare I'm doing something in my life that's not either feeding into my podcast in some way or just doing it.
Oh, you just have a life, is what you're saying.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So and it's hard to always support people like you'd want to, but for sure, like, just even if it's just that I catch one of your episodes now and again, or I get right into your episodes, catch them every time. It doesn't really matter. It's just the fact that you've created those connections, and now like I know that you'd be more than happy for me to send you the latest episodes, even if you don't listen to them or don't catch them, because you got your own shit going on.
Yeah.
That's just
feel free to spam me.
Yeah, exactly. Same here. And it's like in the future, there's no reason that this crazy thing called the internet, people blow up, and there's no doubt that at any moment, any of these connections you make, I'm sure as shit that I'm going to make it. And so far as every piece of information I've got from you so far, my friend, is that's that you're going to make it too. And that's that. When we're at those stages, there's no reason why we can't, collab or do whatever else, and
have an episode in chains, just wearing big old chains, just
that's it.
Fancy drinks.
Come roll up on your yacht, going across the Atlantic. Hey, we made it.
I'll go port over there.
Yeah, that's it.
I eventually want to do like a state tour, a nationwide tour.
Cool.
Just travel to different places. One of my guests I had on here, she's in Las Vegas.
I watched a little bit of that episode. Yeah.
Oh, okay. And she said,
sounded cool.
She said I can have a podcast in her. I can set up a podcast in her bar, and so that's like one stop I'll have, definitely, because it's Vegas.
100%. I'd love to go to Vegas. It would be ace. It was cool. It was cool listening to her talking about the different like events she puts on, different people she's had in there, like famous people and stuff like that. It was cool.
Yeah. She had Joe Biden in there, and apparently,
that's it. She said about that. Yeah, I was listening to that. That was fucking cool.
He's gonna become president. So
and then you got then you stumped her and was like, who you voting for? Which is cool. Yeah. And then you said to her, if Donald Trump wanted to do an event there, would she allow him?
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah.
Go ask these questions, man. You go ask these questions.
I kind of feel like I grilled her a little hard, but but it depends, like, how comfortable I feel with the person I'm talking to, and at the same time, if they're saying like, oh, I'm not gonna go there, or like, you said, I'm not gonna talk about that, or I hate that game, don't ever bring it up, it gives me PTSD, I'll be like, all right, my bad. Like,
100%. You got there's lines that everyone has, and they're all individual.
I mean, there's some like entertainment that they like to push those lines, and that's their like thing, but
no doubt.
But that
so the podcast that I have a feud with in Manchester in the UK, they're called Shart Select, and like literally Shart, that's in their name, and they are so controversial. Like, they talk about all kinds of wrong stuff all the time. It's all they're just joking about it, but it's like, I'm sure if you were a pretty straight edge person, you went on their show, you'd probably listen to about 10 minutes before you unsubbed.
Yeah,
before
exactly.
You went, I'll never listen to these guys again. But
they're not for PC people, right?
No, 100%. But they operate in an area where they're going to get those people who do find that shit funny as well, and go into that.
That sharp funny. You don't mess up the audience, man. So that's a good reason to go watch that. What's a good reason to tune into the Pixi Podcast?
Just that I think I'm gonna keep bringing new and exciting content to what I'm building. I'm gonna keep the consistency that I've been showing for the last 6 to 8 months now, and I'm just gonna keep growing the podcast and have it's somewhere where you can come and listen to people who absolutely love video games, perhaps as much as you do or more, and you can check us out, and it can be somewhere that you can find a community. There's a really funny photo of this guy, and he's got an Apple. He's got like an old sort of Walkman or whatever it was in his hand, and he's got like the headphones in, and he's looking at like an advert, like a classic advert of like these people sat around a table and they're all laughing, and it's just him sat next to like a photo of these people laughing, and it says like how I feel when I'm watching a podcast, when I'm listening to a podcast, and it's like obviously because he's not there or whatever, and that's what I want it to be. I want it to be somewhere that people can come and they can say you've just played a video game, be like, man, I want to hear what other people think of this, and come and check it out, or whether you want to come and listen to how video games are changing and how they're starting to bring up or walk this line of being able to go into topics that can change people's lives and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's kind of a fine line between letting people rant and then kind of helping them out in a conversation.
Yeah.
But I feel I ask this question a lot. This is actually like one of the main questions I ask is what direction do you want to take your company?
Yeah.
I kind of hate like repeating some of these questions, but they're important to to like every company pretty much, and or podcast in your case.
Yep.
And it also like it differentiates you from, so like what's a good reason to tune into Pixi Podcast is it lets people know like, hey, there's so many gaming channels, but Pixi Podcast is this,
Yeah, we specifically talk about how games make us feel, how like we're not just going like, oh, I thought that the latest Spider-Man game was a 2 out of 10 and this is how I feel or whatever, like or this is what I think, but rather than we talk about like,
heard it here first, the new Miles Morales game is a 2 out of 10.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So we're more so down the road of that same thing that ignites everybody who plays video games. You get those moments of feeling happy or feeling sad or just having those that ignites that thing in your chest, and I want to have that connection with me and my audience, and just that they'll be able to listen to me and go, fucking yes, man, that's what I'm talking about. That moment there that he just said happened to me, and that's the connection that I have with my influencers, my
Perry,
kind of funny.
Perry.
I have that, like, so Greg Miller is like, he is my role model. Totally. And like, there's moments that Greg Miller's had on his shows where he's been as frank and as real as you can possibly be in his connection with his co-hosts, with his audience, with the games he's playing, and I want to emulate that.
Yeah, I agree, man. And so, like I said, I repeat these questions. What direction do you want to take the Pixi Podcast? I
want to become an online personality. I want to become a community, most importantly.
Yes,
that we all come together as you would be part of the Pixi Podcast. You feel as if you're part of it as a community. You can talk to other people who are part of the Pixi Game Podcast and find that kinship, and find that kind of togetherness. That we all love video games, we all love them, and they are fucking amazing, and we all love discussing how fucking amazing they are.
So you want people to, like, if they see a picture of you or article about you, they'll be like, oh, hey, that's that gamer guy. Like, that's just... Yeah,
that's it. Yeah, so he knows what he's talking about, that's where I'm proud of myself in a way of being like, I'm very like bilingual with games. So like, although I haven't played every single game on the face of the earth, because that's impossible.
Sure.
I am very, like, I do dip my toe into many different waters. So someone might come up to me and talk to me about Destiny. I've played enough Destiny to be able to have a conversation with them, and I've played enough like I've played Animal Crossing, that could
Yeah.
be something that I could talk to someone about, and I've played Mario Kart, I've played God of War, I've played all these different games from different genres and different areas that makes me, like I say, like it's almost bilingual, so I can talk to different people,
Yeah.
which is cool.
So you fit in with every crowd. You the cool
Yeah.
kids, the hippie kids.
Yeah, that's
I-
it. Yeah. I like to get almost delve into those different areas as well. Like I like talking to people who really have a passion for sports games and what it is. That's like I don't specifically have a huge passion myself for them, although I have played them. I have played like hours and hours of 2K and hours of FIFA and stuff. But
Yeah.
like I like delving into those different pockets of different areas and stuff. And one day, hopefully, I could do what Greg Miller does and host like I don't know, like an EA show or something like that
Yeah.
online.
Or even they have Sirius XM over there, right?
Yes, I recognize it. Yeah.
It's like satellite radio.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
if they're like, hey, you want to have a 2 hour segment, 1 hour segment on one of our
100%.
channels.
Yeah, I would love that.
That's
I'd love
how
that.
I feel too. And
Yeah.
and you can do it simultaneously with like whatever. Like it'd be awesome for me to do this live, and then it being broadcasted on their radio or something. The
Yeah.
only thing is if like, it's going to a quick commercial, people watching on YouTube, you'll get a special segment because it's commercial air on there. But
Yeah, that's it.
I want that too. I think that'd be pretty great.
I'd be quite happy, like, I don't know, doing a PlayStation podcast where I host a PlayStation show for them in the UK or something, like working for Sony. But I'm always going to want Pixi to become
Yeah.
what I want it to be, and for all of like, I dream one day that I get to pay the amazing guys that come on this podcast with me all the time
Yeah.
the money that they deserve for the effort they put in and how amazing they are for coming on and supporting
and
me
for
in my dream.
believing in you. Yeah, exactly. For
That's
believing
it,
in you.
supporting me in my dream. Yeah,
Because
no doubt about it.
there's a lot of people that'll call you crazy, man, for going on the air, going online and talking about video games. Like you're just wasting your time. You're just wasting your life.
Yep.
Sorry, I'm not trying to I'm not trying to make this sound bad. But you said you
Nah,
look down
you're-
on me, so I gotta like pay you back.
Yeah, that's it, man.
I
Yeah,
gotta berate you a little.
that's it. Just
like,
come underneath.
like your annoying voice on the air is terrible. No, just
Yeah, that's
I'm gonna
it.
stop. Okay. But yeah, it's because you said you were a PlayStation guy. If you said like, or if you said like, you said Sony called you, then you would do it. You didn't say if Microsoft called you, so I had to
Oh
kind of
man,
knock you down.
I'm a flimsy guy. A fair weather fan. I'll just go wherever it goes. Yeah,
Oh yeah, whoever pays you the most, I agree.
that's it. Yeah, that's it.
So we can. I'll ask you a little more funner questions about you. Because this like always, I feel bad grilling you guys on here. What's your favorite game if you had to, like, just on the top of your head? That's a hard question because there's so many amazing games, I know. But if I had to ask, what is it?
It's difficult because I specifically like storyline games, stuff like that. I like games that tell a narrative, but it's difficult because I probably spend way more time on something like Call of Duty. Like I really like Call of Duty. I've always really loved it. I like Call of Duty World League. I like watching the professionals play as well. But I'd probably say, oh man, it's so difficult because I have like a different favorite from each different genre and stuff like that. But if I had to say like what is my favorite game of all time, probably it's either God of War, or Witcher 3. I can imagine
Okay.
probably The Witcher 3, just because it has that aspect of freedom rather than God of War's like more on rails, like it takes you through the story. You can't like run off where you want to run off, rather than Witcher's just do whatever I want, go wherever I like,
So it's weird that both those games have nudity. So whatever
That's
that.
it, man.
Whatever,
That's it.
whatever that means.
That's it, man. Where free the nipple, man. So wherever the nipples are, that's where I'm at.
What's the adult rating over there? Like over here, I think you have to be 17 plus to buy a game, or maybe it's 18.
Yeah, so it's 18 plus for like GTA.
Yeah.
It would be like 15 plus for games below that. GTA is always the extreme example.
Yeah,
Isn't it?
GTA is crazy just because you could pay like the hookers and stuff like that.
Yeah, just run people over, man.
Yeah. No, well, I guess over here in America, that's like the main issue with games like being adult content is mostly like the sexual content.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can shoot someone in the face with the rocket launcher, and that's they might let you buy Call of Duty. You might pass here or there, but once once there's a strip club involved, watch out. They're not gonna let you slide.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So, yeah, that is crazy. Over there's more of the violence thing, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know whether it would be an 18 for the same thing. Yeah, like there's a lot in GTA you could imagine would give it the poster of being 18. That's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, that's and that's probably one of the most funnest game you can have too if you're underage.
Oh yeah,
just because of all the things you can do.
I was definitely not old enough to be playing Vice City and San Andreas.
Yeah, I remember Vice City pretty good. Grand Theft Auto 3 I played as well. My neighbor had a PlayStation and I had an Xbox, so he had all the Grand Theft Auto games.
Cool.
And he was younger than me by like a year or two, so.
In Vice City, I remember you could get and like this is like we're talking. I'm probably age 10 or less at this point.
Yeah.
But I remember I used to run around with like you could get like a samurai sword.
Like
when
a
you chop
katana.
people's heads off.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you chop people's heads off, they used to have like a little fountain of blood that used to piss over
It was like in the mall or something like that.
Yeah, and I used to go in the mall and I used to run around on like an actual rampage, just like killing people, and like hiding from the police who were coming in after me and stuff like that. I think video games get a bad name a lot of the time for being like influential to people who do bad things in real life, but I don't think that's the case. I think that there's.
Do you own a katana?
No.
Okay, well there you go.
I have, yeah, that's it exactly. Yeah, and I don't visit any malls frequently and sort of think about it.
yeah, and they say let's just say use that as an example. Running around chopping people's heads off, might make you want to do it supposedly, right?
Yeah.
Well, how come they ignore the fact that you try to make as much money as you can and be successful in that game? How come that doesn't motivate you to be successful in life?
Or the fact that that video game may be the only thing that keeps that kid happy, They might be growing up in a shit household, they don't have anything better to do, they might be beaten by their parents or whatever, and you want to take away the only thing that gives them a smile on their face in a week,
Yeah, escape from that bad reality, right?
Yeah, 100%.
I know, it's crazy, man. And that's not funny. The funny thing is that I played Vice City when I was younger too, so that brought back memory when I was like,
no doubt, yeah.
And then you'd be driving around, and after you play a game so many times, you start just doing the most random things. Like I remember stopping at red lights, and then when they turned green, I would go.
All the time, mate. Like I used to. There was a point where I was in San Andreas, and because you could go eat and everything, I used to like wake up in the morning, walk out my house, go in my garage, get in my car, drive to a random place on the map that I decided was my job, go in there, like playing a game within a game, as you would with a kid. When you're a kid, you like drive your little car around with you and pretend you were in the car or whatever. Like I used to do the same thing inside video games, And I guess that's what a lot of people must do. Like Minecraft is huge with kids now. So like I'm guessing like I wish I had Minecraft when I was a kid. I'd be able to build myself a castle and pretend I was a knight inside of it,
Yeah. I think the same thing might apply here. I think they build castles here. It's just I know there. Yeah. I don't think there's much castles around here, but yeah. Do you guys have a queen over there, right? Queen Elizabeth.
Monica, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Monica. I don't know.
Yeah, like monarchy is what.
Oh, I thought you said her name was Monica. I was like, oh, dang.
No. We're under a monarchy, so yeah. Technically, I'm one of her. I'm under her service or whatever you can imagine.
Okay.
She's the queen of the country.
Not a peasant, right?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. I'd probably certainly be a peasant to her. That's for sure.
Does the queen really? See, I don't want to sound disrespectful.
Do much?
Yeah. I was gonna say do anything.
So apparently she's great for like international relations. Like she'll go around and shake hands with people, and it's like a tourism draw and stuff as well. Like people like coming from America and different countries going, oh man, like there's a queen in there, that's a palace, that's Buckingham Palace, that's where she lives, and let's take a photo outside of it and shit like that. So like it's good in that respect. And she does a speech on Christmas and it's very British and like well done for getting through the year and we're all going to be good and keep fighting like the British spirit and all that, like and I don't particularly have any problem with the monarchy, but yeah, I mean, she hasn't knocked on my door yet. She doesn't ride past on horses and all that kind of stuff.
Wow. Well, I don't want to get you arrested either. Find out tomorrow.
No, yeah. I don't knock on the door.
You guys have a First Amendment over there.
No, we don't. One of the famous. We don't have guns at all. Anyway, So,
that's the Second Amendment. The first one is a freedom of speech.
Yeah, sorry. Oh yeah. We do have that. Yeah, we
Okay.
do have freedom of speech here. That's a more Western thing, I guess. Yeah, we certainly try to adhere to that as much as possible. But
Yeah, if you have freedom of speech, if you don't like what we say, then that's when the the gun part comes in.
yeah, 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 that's it.
Speaking of guns and knives and whatever you guys would, you guys have, if you could have any item from a video game, what would it be? Like, I know you said you have items at your house that remind you of, from your video game days. So
yeah, but
what's an actual item from a video game?
ooh, depends really, because like, would I want it to benefit me right now? Like something that would benefit me right now? I'd probably have like from Fallout or something like that. I'd probably have like one of the like sentry bots or something that could just like just lie dormant in the corner and shit. And if anyone come try and fuck my shit up, they could just like wake up and start shooting rockets at people and stuff. If they're trying to attack me.
Yeah.
What else? I'd like a lightsaber, if that counts.
Yeah.
If you want to count Star Wars games.
Star Wars, they have video games. Why not?
Lightsaber would be pretty cool, wouldn't it?
That's one of the things you always want. That's like totally impractical, like to have as a weapon. Yeah.
Yeah, just cut an orange in half or something.
Just cut yourself in half one day, man.
Yeah. Yeah, don't look into it when you turn it on.
Exactly. Or like you have it.
This thing working?
Yeah, you're just playing around with it and be like, oh, my back itches, just.
Oh man, that's a grim thought.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. That's one thing. Every time I watch those Star Wars movies, I'm like, damn, that'd be badass to have. And then I'm like, well, I'm probably gonna kill myself or do something with it one day.
Yeah.
Because it's just an instant cut.
Yeah.
You wanna have a lightsaber or a turret, a sentry? You said, huh?
Yeah, I'll go with Sentry because it's. In fact, if I could have anything from a game, I'd have a Fallout bunker that I could just go into if shit hits the fan.
A little vault.
Yeah, that's it. Go down there. And
you wouldn't want like
chill out.
Invisibility cloak or upgrade that makes you invisible. You don't want the star from Mario that makes you immortal for a little bit.
Invincible. Yeah.
You're just shiny. Just running around town.
Running up the walls and stuff. Everyone's like, man, try shooting him, just doesn't even hurt.
No web shooters, no Iron Man suit, no.
Oh man, see, that's the thing. There's a lot of things that would be cool.
Yeah.
But I guess
a 1-up mushroom, an extra life.
yeah, that's it. Or a mushroom makes you giant or whatever, or makes you super small.
Self-revive.
Yeah. Self-revive, yeah. 100%.
Yeah. No, like I said, just random questions just so people can kind of see like how your brain works. Obviously, your favorite games are going to pop into your head first, and you're not going to think about the other ones. But yeah, I think a lightsaber would be pretty cool.
It would be sick.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want with it. Yeah. And who's going to stop you?
If I had a power cut, I'd use it on purpose just to like be my torch, just to light stuff up. If I was taking out bins and stuff, I'd just walk outside, put my bins out,
Like, hey, I'm done with this show. Just cut a hole in my wall and just walk out.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So, are you an Xbox guy or PlayStation guy, not PS4?
I'm both.
You're
I
both.
am either or. I started off on PS2, then I went to Xbox One. The original Xbox. Then I went to PS3, was my next generation, and then I naturally went to PS4 after that. And I probably, if I had to pick a side, I would be more PlayStation than Xbox. But I'm easy, man. Like, I love myself some Halo. I love myself Xbox and Game Pass. Like, if anybody's listening and you want a cheap way to play amazing video games, then Game Pass is just the best value for money you could possibly find in video games right now. It's amazing. Like, I've been very, very broke recently, and the fact that I only have to pay £8 a month to be able to play all these amazing games has been a lifesaver for me and kept this podcast alive in a time where I've not been earning much money.
Hell yeah. So if you guys got £8, go ahead and subscribe to that if you want.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
$15.
Yeah. No, it used to be that way when I was young. It used to be that way, but it's leveled itself out now. We're way closer to the dollar now, so it's probably like $9.
Yeah, I think it's $14.99 for the Ultimate Game Pass here, but that's what the live.
Yeah,
included.
so yeah, we're at like £12 for the Ultimate, so you're about £2 ahead of us.
Oh, okay. And so let's just say you met with Father Time or mother time. You know, I'm not trying to specify a certain gender, but let's just say you met with person time, and they said that you could either only have Sony or Microsoft in your timeline. Which one would you pick?
Oh, Sony for sure.
Sony?
No question.
All right.
No question. All my favorite video games like Uncharted, God of War, Horizon Zero Dawn, and I'm forgetting one there because there's a fourth. But those games themselves are like the best games I've ever played and the most intense and amazing narrative experiences I've ever had in my life, and I absolutely love them. Anything that comes out of PlayStation Studios, Spider-Man PS4. That was the other thing I was thinking of.
Okay.
There's like these big flagship titles that like there is nothing Xbox has brought out that's even close, even Halo.
Yeah, that's true because the new Xbox just came out yesterday for us.
Yeah.
Is it the same? Okay, the same over there.
It's not the same for the PS2, PS5 though. It's not coming out till the 19th here, but it's tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow
12th
for us.
Yeah.
And they didn't really. The Xbox didn't come out with any major games for their launch. It was supposed to be Halo next month, but that's being delayed. So.
Yeah.
That's pretty.
Yeah, which you know is shit as it is. That is a good thing because you'd prefer to have an amazing Halo game than some shit one that they bring out now and they're just trying to make work.
Just trying to either make money or compete with Sony, not trying to draw users.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, that's crazy because I love Gears. I love Halo. It's a hard question. I'd probably go with Microsoft because that's what I played. That's what got me into the competitive gaming scene is Halo 2. They're online. If it wasn't for that, I probably would. Well, the GameCube. Well, Nintendo. I remember playing Super Smash Brothers and stuff, but Halo 2 is what brought me onto the online scene.
Yeah, Halo's ace.
Yeah, and I don't think I can go back and not have Halo.
Yeah.
And then Gears 2. And you brought up gun on one of your episodes. Was it this last one?
I don't think so. Yeah, we done our top Modern Warfare guns or top COD guns of all time or whatever.
No,
I think so.
The actual game gun.
Oh,
like Red
sorry.
Dead Redemption.
Yes. Yeah. Like it was Red Dead Redemption before Red Dead Redemption. Yeah.
Yeah, and I played that game way back in the day too. It's crazy that we kind of played similar games growing up.
Yeah, it's cool.
I played it on the GameCube though. I didn't play it on the Xbox.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And
wow, I never would have known it came out on that.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure I played it. It was on the GameCube because my sister gave me an Xbox. She actually gave me a 360 as well later on too. Shout out to my sister for being the MVP.
Yeah, no doubt. My sister, as I mentioned, I grew up reasonably poor, and my sister got a PS3 with her phone contract.
Oh, nice.
As like a freebie for the phone contract.
Yeah, how much was that phone, huh?
Yeah, that's it. And I got that as my Christmas present that year, and I'll never ever forget how much I loved her for that.
Yeah, exactly. So I remember, I don't know if you remember this or if they had this over there, but they were giving away a Halo 2 Xbox with Halo 2 and the Halo 2 control, and I was a kid, They called me. I picked up the phone and they're like, "Hey, is this Jerry Reese?" And I was like, "Yeah, this is Jerry." And like, my voice sounded like a girl because I was a little kid.
Yeah. Yes, Jerry.
Yeah, it's Jerry. And they're like, "Oh, I'm sorry, you have to be 18 and over to win the Xbox."
Oh.
Yeah, and they just hung up. And like,
oh man.
Yeah, like I heard that and I was like, "Son of a bitch!" I was like, I should have got my dad on the phone. I didn't know though. They just asked me, "Where's Jerry?" Yeah, and when they're like, when they told me they're like, "No, you have to be 18 to win the Xbox," dude, my heart just broke. I was like, "No!" Like, why?
Yeah.
I would have rather not got the
gross.
call and just feel like I lost. So yeah, I could have got a free Xbox, and like that would have been the craziest thing to ever happen to me.
But you still don't think about it. It still doesn't hurt though, no.
It's still whack. It's still whack. I actually
still feel that bitter sting.
Yeah, I actually win like a lot of stuff. Like, I don't know. I have good luck, I guess. I win a lot of like drawings and like lottery stuff.
Nice, man. You tell me lottery numbers then, and I'll pick them for next week. Yeah.
Yeah. No. So that's just one that's like, man, that would have been cool. that probably would have made my life a little better.
That still would be on the shelf now. That one.
Yeah, that would have been great. But yeah, man, I really want to talk about that gun game. It's just you could go hunting in there, right? I remember you could blow stuff up with like dynamite, and you could kill like posses of people. It was kind of like a Grand Theft Auto, but
yeah, but you could ride a horse. It was
yeah.
fucking sick. I loved it. It was like a freedom, you know. And I'm sure I can. It's like a distant memory to me now. But if I went back and played it now, it would probably be like it would feel like the smallest game in the world. I can only go like 2 places. But
yeah,
like,
I'm sure.
my nostalgic memory of it, like you know, like if you ever return to a place like a park that you went to as a kid, like it always seems like 5 times bigger when you were a kid than when you return to it. You're like, man, there's only a slide here.
Yeah,
like,
one bench and one slide.
Yeah, but when I was young, it was like this sprawling fields of green and like like endless possibilities. And that's what that game felt like. It just felt like I could just ride around on my horse and go wherever I wanted and do whatever I wanted and be a cowboy.
They had the town area, and then like the little forest mountain area, and then I don't remember what else. Like maybe some mines.
I remember some like going up sort of like tall hill, like going up like sort of sprawling hills and stuff, and that was like, you could hunt wolves or wolves would attack you.
Yeah,
wolves attack me for sure.
Yeah, I just remember I don't remember anyone knowing of that game.
Really?
Yeah. I remember the cover.
Like you're the first person other than Paul who's on my podcast who even knows about it.
Who's ever heard of it? Yeah, it had the yellow case with the black letters and the guns.
2 guns like that. Or whatever, yeah.
And then I remember when I heard of Red Dead Redemption, I was like, was that like part 1? Like, was that actually?
Yeah, I'm not sure who developed it.
Yeah.
Who developed Gun?
I'm sure it wasn't.
It probably wasn't. What are they? Rockstar.
Maybe.
But yeah, maybe.
Yeah, it was a good game.
It's probably the inspiration.
Yeah, and then I remember the last boss. You had to like keep throwing dynamite at him and stuff, and it was in some mine. You remember that too? Yeah.
No.
Not that bad. Dude, I'm telling you, like that game was insane for me. And then I haven't even played. I haven't played Red Dead Redemption, the 1 or 2 or.
Oh
Revolver.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Red Dead 2 is I never played Red Dead 1. I just watched like a catch-up video on it before I played Red Dead 2. But Red Dead 2 is a fucking masterpiece, mate.
I've heard. I don't know.
Very good.
It's just I can't get into a video game like that right now. I don't have no time. So
it's hard. Like... It's and Red Dead 2 specifically is made to be played in like 4-hour increments.
Yeah.
You can't just like jump on Red Dead for 10 minutes or half an hour or even an hour or 2 hours doesn't feel right on Red Dead because it's so fucking measured. Yeah. Like you have to go everywhere on horseback, and it's like you have to actually ride there. Like it's not like you can just
no quick time travel. Yeah,
you can like it's not like you can just fast travel or whatever.
Huh. My cousin Twanners says greetings from the US of A.
Greetings, sir.
Yeah.
Nice to dip my toe across the pond.
Yeah, that's true. Like he's from Washington State, which is 2 states up. 15-hour drive. I don't know.
Jeez, man.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, the crazy thing is you guys have states that are as big as my whole country.
Yeah, damn, that's insane. Yeah, which like, Texas is like insanely huge.
Yeah, Texas is bigger than the UK, I believe.
Damn, that's insane. It's crazy hearing things like that put into perspective because California is huge as well, you know.
Yeah,
and
absolutely massive.
Yeah, to get to like the bottom of it, it takes me like about 8 hours, 10 hours just to drive. I can't even enjoy my whole state in like one day.
Yeah, like I am miles and miles away from our capital, London, and it takes me 3 hours to drive there.
Yeah, jeez, that's cool. And is London cool? Is it lit?
Yeah, it's huge.
See?
Absolutely huge. Yeah, it's massive. It's bigger than New York.
What where are you from, if you don't mind me asking, or if that's too personal?
I'm from the southwest, so like Devon, that kind of area. Never would have heard of it, I doubt.
Yeah, maybe.
You probably would have heard of like.
I work at the post office here, and I send out packages internationally sometimes. So maybe.
Yeah, cool.
Maybe I've crossed it. I'll be like, hey, there's that gamer guy lives here in Devon.
Yeah, that's it, man. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm over that side, and then you have you go further up, you got like Scotland.
Oh, okay. I've heard of Scotland. So it's crazy thinking of like the differences between us, and I kind of want to talk about some of that stuff on here because why not? Like this is not once in a lifetime, but this is once in a podcast lifetime for now.
Yeah.
Do you like the show The Office?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've not watched too much of The Office, but it's a very stereotypical British thing. The Office, yeah.
Do you watch the British version or the American version?
I think the American the version is very funny.
Yeah.
I think like the British version is it's extremely British, and British comedy is often quite hard to get. But the American Office is quality. I've watched some really good clips of that. I'm not like an avid follower of either, but I definitely have checked out clips of both. They're both funny.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's a good show. I've watched a good amount of it. I watched like the first episode of the British one, and it wasn't my cup of tea, I guess.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know? So,
I can imagine why it wasn't like I don't particularly like the British Office very much.
Yeah,
but
it's kind of stale,
American
right?
Office, like I'm currently watching Modern Family with Amy, and
okay.
I love Modern Family. I think it's hilarious.
Yeah, never seen it.
What is it? You never seen Modern Family?
No, it's a popular show.
Yeah.
I've just never seen it.
Oh, yeah. So that's something that's based in LA.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Sorry, I know. I don't watch a lot of like TV that like on cable. I'll watch like stuff on HBO.
Yeah, I'm
Netflix.
very, very similar. So Netflix. The only reason we're even watching it is Modern Family is just because it came on Netflix.
It's on Netflix.
So,
Okay.
Netflix UK anyway.
I'll eventually watch it. I haven't. Like I said, I have no time, so it's either between.
Exactly, man. Exactly.
Doing the
Me and Amy
show.
literally only watch shows and stuff when we're eating. So
okay.
just like things. Just stopgap and it's little 20-minute episodes. Whatever.
Yeah, well, it's good to since you mentioned Amy, it's good to have shows to watch with your significant other, because sometimes you're like, I don't want to watch what she's watching, she doesn't want to watch what I'm watching. If we can find a good show we both like, then like, did you watch How I Met Your Mother?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we love How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah,
that's a good classic. That's a real. She showed me that, and that's again one of those shows that's very, very funny most of the time, and then every now and again has those little real moments, makes you want to cry.
Yeah, exactly. It's okay, bro. Cry your heart out.
Yeah, man. 100%.
I see. So obviously the Lakers are your favorite basketball team. Who's your favorite football team?
And do you mean football like I say football, or you say football?
That's why I worded it like that.
If you were talking about
soccer.
If you're talking about soccer, I am a Tottenham Hotspur fan, who are a club in London. Massive Spurs fan. So Spurs is the sort of the nickname of them, which is quite funny because people often liken us to the San Antonio Spurs.
Yeah, I think of that. I think of San Antonio Spurs.
But so we're Tottenham Hotspur. That's my team, and I did follow for a little while American football, and I was always a big Tom Brady fan, so I always went for the New England Patriots. But of course, he's now left the New England Patriots, so I sort of jumped off the bandwagon then, I suppose, and just went, good luck.
Yeah.
I usually for me it's like I won't really watch like the NFL season. I'll just watch like Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So like I'll tune into Super Bowl. Like probably as weird as it sounds, my two favorite times were probably there was one where Tom Brady lost in the final to the Giants.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That happened twice.
That was one of my favorites where it was Manning's little brother that he lost to, Eli.
Yeah, it happened twice.
Oh, was it Eli both times? Was it?
Yeah, Eli both times.
Oh, okay. It was the more recent time.
Yeah, okay.
The closest to now. That was when I think that's my first ever Super Bowl I watched, and that was when I fell in love with Tom Brady because I just thought, man, that guy is fucking cool.
Yeah.
There's a lot of hype around him.
Yeah.
He's really good, and the Patriots lost that as well. And then I just thought, I'll just follow these guys if they ever get there again. And then I think they were like in the next 6 out of the 7 or something.
Yeah.
So I just ended up sort of watching them every year and hoping they won. And then they had that huge comeback, didn't they, against the Falcons or someone?
Yeah, against the Falcons, and then it was 24-3, and then they came back and beat them.
Yeah, that was crazy. And obviously over here, of course, watching this was quite hard because I got to start at 12 and then it ends at like 4:30 in the morning or something.
Yeah.
So like, I remember falling asleep for the third quarter, and then I woke up in the fourth and was like, am I still dreaming? Like, how the hell are the Patriots back in this?
I hate the Patriots, just to let you know.
I didn't realize that Patriots are a well-renowned, hated franchise in America. So like, and the Lakers.
They screwed over the Raiders pretty good. to
Yeah, is that Deflategate or?
yeah no when the fumble
Oh
the
right.
the tuck rule is what they call it, where Tom Brady was throwing a forward pass and Charles Woodson, I actually have his picture right there autographed.
Cool.
He strip sacked the ball and we got it. We got the ball pretty much. They wouldn't have won the game, and then the ref said that he was throwing it forward, and it wasn't a fumble. It was an incomplete pass. They won. Their whole dynasty started because like pretty much from there.
Yeah.
So
My boss at work, I work in a bookies.
yeah.
So I like take bets and deal with different betting and stuff like that. So my boss is like a massive American football fan. Like actually genuinely follows it all and stuff like that. I'm more, like I say, just a once a year kind of take a look at it and stuff. And I remember saying to him like, man, I'm a Patriots fan, man. I love it. And he was just like, oh no. I was like, what? He was like, mate, so in our country, the most hated team is Manchester United.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So everybody hates Manchester United because they always win. Everybody hates Manchester United because they're like, always there.
They ruin your favorite team. Yeah.
Their fans are knobs and everyone hates them and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, oh, I'm a Patriots fan. He was like, man, they're like the Manchester United of the States. I was like, oh no.
Yeah, exactly. Well, for the same reason, because Bill Belichick is a really good coach. Tom Brady was a really good football player. So like them combined, they would like school teams.
It's like a cheat code, isn't it?
Yeah, and then, well, like you said, it's all over now. It's kind of like Kobe Bryant. Me, growing up watching Kobe Bryant, I was never a big fan of him. I'm a Warrior, fan. So he would always just school us. So it's just like, man, like, there's no fun watching him like play against your team.
Yeah, the Lakers again are another sort of well-hated franchise that I follow, and I guess because worldwide, like the Patriots and the Lakers, because they win a lot, they're like,
dynasties, they're champions.
So they're the ones that we see internationally a lot more, rather than seeing different things.
Would you ever go to a London game? I know they have them. They have them there every once in a while.
Yeah. So I went to Manchester and watched Oklahoma City Thunder play. They played like some random. They played the 76ers actually.
Oh, okay.
So the 76ers came over and played.
Was Kevin Durant on the team during that time?
Kevin Durant was on the team, yeah. So sadly, my favorite player at the time, Russell Westbrook, wasn't. Russell Westbrook and Kobe were always my two favorites.
Yeah.
But sadly, Russell Westbrook was injured. But we watched KD. KD again is massive fan of KD. Of course, you must love him because he brought you those titles.
Yeah, I liked him when he was on the Thunder, and then
yeah.
Well, I liked him when he was on the Supersonics, but
mate, I was gutted. I was so gutted because like I was always sort of a Thunder and Lakers fan. Really, I wasn't really a Lakers fan. I'm more of a Kobe fan.
Yeah.
So like it's weird. Like here we me and my friends have always sort of followed players as opposed to following like
the teams. Yeah, especially
because I guess we're not from those areas. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Sorry, I thought you were going somewhere with that.
But, that's right. Yeah. So we're not usually like we're not from those those areas. So I guess we have no attachment to it.
Yeah. No, I get it. That's kind of like how people like Ronaldo and Messi. Like.
Yes. Yeah. That's it. It doesn't matter what team they go to or whatever.
Like there's gonna be a huge fan base. Here in Mexico, which is close to us, they have some football games there sometimes too, before COVID and all that. And in Mexico, like the four big teams are the Raiders, the Steelers, the Cowboys, and like now the Patriots are really big over there. And for the same reason, they were all like dynasties or champions. For some reason, I don't think the 49ers are super big there, but they have a lot of champions as well. So like you said, just pretty much obviously the teams that are on top or that are dynasties, they get heard around the world because you see them like on TV, you see their images more because they're champions. How are the Chiefs right now? Are they like being built pretty big over there? Or?
Chiefs?
Yeah.
Exeter Chiefs?
No, Kansas City in football in America.
Oh, I see. Right,
American football.
Yeah, Kansas City, not really.
No, okay. Because over here they're insane. Yeah, because their offense is just crazy. They can score at will. Kind of like cool. you know how the Warriors were on their run, how they could just like score on a team like at any given moment. That's how the Chiefs are right now in like
really cool
American football terms.
Yeah, it was weird. Like I was always really massively into basketball. So when I used to watch the the Super Bowl and stuff, I could like sort of get on with it really well because I was used to the 4 quarters. I was used to like consistent breaks, stuff like that, which is usually what we struggle with over here because we play like loads of people in the UK. We watch football and it's in two halves, two 45-minute halves. So they're always like, man, you can't watch American sports because like there's an advert every 2 seconds. It's so annoying and all that kind of stuff. But I'm like really used to that because I obviously watch basketball loads and stuff like that. And there's a lot of thrill in that kind of stuff. So yeah, I was always sort of more so a basketball fan. So when I sort of watched the Super Bowl and stuff and got into it, I was like, oh, I could really get into American football. But you know, we all only have a certain amount of time for what we do, and I keep an eye on basketball, but you can't keep an eye on like, you know, soccer and basketball and football and, you know your shit with all of them really. You know?
Yeah, exactly. You can have your expertise in one, then maybe the second one, and then after that you can have just a good following.
Yeah, that's it. You can just sort of follow them a bit. So that's what like American football to me is something that like I check out now and again, but like basketball I avidly follow and football, my football is I avidly follow.
So like British football, I can never I can never get into it because
oh really?
Yeah, they run around so much, and then right when the guy gets the ball, he kicks it to someone else, and then and then all you see is running. And if you actually play it, you get to see how like how athletic those dudes are. I think they're one of the most athletic athletes out there because they're just running nonstop the whole game. Just at least like in football, they get a rest. Basketball, they get a rest.
Yeah, timeouts, stuff like that.
Yeah, in soccer, dude, you're just jamming.
You
back
run
and forth
for 90 minutes straight. Yeah.
So I can,
crazy.
And then like directing the ball with your feet precisely. You know, that's insane too.
So hard.
Yeah, I respect the sport. I have a hard time watching it. My dad in Mexico, they love soccer. So my dad's Mexican. Yeah, my dad's Mexican, and he's a big soccer fan, and I've watched it with him growing up. You know, it'd be on. It's just I couldn't get into it. I was always
absolutely huge in South America.
Yeah, I could never get into like, you know how there's penalties and all that. How the time runs over after the 90 minutes or whatever, and it just keeps going. I'm like, how long is this going for? Like,
because there has to be a winner.
Yeah, it's insane.
But you can also draw in it, which is unusual for you guys in the States.
Yeah,
you can draw like in our leagues, you draw a lot. Like, so just there's loads of draws.
Yeah.
I watch my team draw a lot of the time. So at the end of 90 minutes, shake hands, thank you very much, walk away. Rather than you guys always like double overtime, triple overtime.
Yeah.
You gotta have a winner.
Do you guys like ties over there? Draws?
It adds a different dynamic because you get 3 points for a win, 1 point for a draw, and 0 points for a loss. So like, you know, sometimes you'll be 3-0 down at halftime and you bring it back to 3-3 and a point feels like everything, you know. But that's the sort of give and take of it, I guess, is that sometimes you can be 3-0 up and they come back from, like my team the other day, Spurs, they were 3-0 up on West Ham, and West Ham came back in the last 10 minutes and drew with us, you know, and you're walking away and you've got a bit of taste in your mouth, but all the West Ham fans are buzzing that they got a point out of it, you know?
Yeah, no.
Then in like league positions, you'd hope as the top of the league, every time someone gets a draw, you're like, yes, because that guy that I'm competing with is like, they just dropped 2 points effectively.
Yeah, if it's someone that's on top, right? You like to see that.
Yeah.
It's funny because right now, like when you were talking about soccer, you lit up. you know, you got excited. You're like, oh yeah, dude, the other day. Like, that's how I feel about American football. Sorry, when I call it soccer, does that seem weird to you, or is that just kind of
no? Yeah, again, I'm reasonably used to it because I take in lots of American.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna stick with calling it British football.
Yeah, that's it. That's cool. I like that. Because we call it American football.
Yeah, exactly. So I want to counter back with that, you know.
That's it. And I would say that I definitely like basketball more than I like British football.
Yeah,
that's for sure. Yeah, 100%. Basketball's a massive influence in my life. I play it, so I play for a local team here and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think basketball is my second favorite sport. This last year was kind of weird because the whole COVID thing.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's not a real championship like some people might try to say or something. It just felt different. Like I didn't feel the hype was as big as it normally is.
Yeah, it's tough, isn't it, without a crowd?
Yeah.
Crowds, the human consciousness, the whole thing is just, it makes a massive difference
That
when you hit a
spirit,
shot and
that spirit
everyone
in
goes,
there, right?
yeah. And that's the beauty of the States is that because you guys are so fucking far away from each other, the home games are fucking really home games. Like in our country, like if someone's got an away match, half the crowd can be away, like away fans.
Yeah.
Because you can get there rather than in your, like, if it's Boston versus the Lakers or whatever,
it's just all Boston there.
Yeah, that's it. So that's there's a beauty in that and that's why I like basketball so much, in the fact that you can silence a crowd, and you can, there's an energy that a crowd gives you, like Golden State, like geez man, like when you guys were on that run, like the arena was just outrageous, like
you couldn't hear anything. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the only thing you could hear over the cheers was Stephen Curry, or whatever, when he gets the three.
When he was lit up too. It's funny because the Raiders played the Chargers, who are in LA, and the Raiders are in Las Vegas now. They were from Oakland, which was California. Now they're in Nevada, Las Vegas. And normally when the Raiders play in LA, They once were located there, so it's a home game for the Raiders pretty much, because all the Raider fans are there, and there's no Charger fans because no one likes the Chargers. So this was the first home game the Chargers had in probably a couple of years, where it was neutral territory because there was no fans. So they had a home game that was an actual home game for them, and they still lost, but
they do suck pretty hard.
Well, they're actually a good team. They're not clutch. They find ways to lose like every single game somehow. It's pretty amazing how they do it.
And like the Houston Rockets.
Yeah, exactly, like the Rockets in the playoffs. That's what happens when you can't get fouled as crazy as you can in the regular season. But that's a different story. I like James Harden, but at the same time, I hate how he just flies into people and gets the foul.
It's crazy. I like James Harden a lot because you can't help but respect someone that's that fucking good at basketball. But he's just a wizard at being able to. He just makes it look so easy. It always bothers me when you see someone and you just think, man, it's like a cheat code. You can't guard him. Like you just can't guard James Harden. Like you just can't do it.
Well, maybe I can, but no one else.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, but he's just lucky you're not in the league.
What's it called? He dribbles the ball for like 15 seconds, man. Just let him run out the time. just cover the perimeter and just let him stay in his side, just dribbling the ball the whole time. It's crazy that him, Westbrook, and KD were on the same team, and they didn't win a championship. They got close, but it's just insane.
Yeah, they got to the finals, and they were all really young and undeveloped at that point.
Yeah,
I feel if you put them all on a team now, look out.
Yeah. I guess the main problem there would be who gets the ball.
100%. Yeah. That's another problem with them, isn't it? Is that KD's ball dominant, wants to be on the ball.
They're all ISO players pretty much. They all like to have the ball in their hands.
Mm-hmm. And you can understand why, as like the Oklahoma organization, you can see that and just go, shit, we got to get rid of one or two of these guys because it's not working out.
Yeah, exactly. We're close to wrapping this.
No worries.
What's one of your favorite racing franchises?
Mario Kart.
Mario Kart, yeah, that works. That's one I was thinking about.
Mario Kart's my favorite. I'm not massive into racing games, but I do quite like things like F1.
Yeah,
I don't mind playing that now and again. It gives you like a real insight to how tough that sport is, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I like stuff like Forza, yeah. So that's nice because I like the sort of like super high graphics and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But if I had to choose,
did you play Need for Speed or Midnight Club?
Yeah. Need for Speed Underground 2.
Underground 2, yeah.
That's what I'm all about. That.
Yeah, that's the best part.
Yeah, and I love all that shit. But yeah, really, it'd be Mario Kart if I had to choose a racing game.
Yeah, Need for Speed, the Underground 2, that brought the franchise so high. Like if you think about like the games of your childhood, you're like Underground 2 was like one of the best racing games. Like and then whatever else they had is just like whatever. And then they
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's hard act to follow.
I don't know if you played Midnight Club. Did you play that?
No, I haven't played at Midnight Club. No.
It was like a Underground 2.
Mm-hmm.
It was a little different. It was from Rockstar, I believe, or yeah, it was from Rockstar. So you can only imagine the quality of the game. So it was great. It was great seeing those two compete, and then I don't know what happened there. Now it's like Forza and what is Sony's? What does Sony have now?
Oh, yeah, Gran Turismo.
Gran Turismo. So now that's like the two that compete, and then Mario Kart's in their own lane, unless you count Crash Bandicoot. Don't they
Crash
have?
Bandicoot Racing or whatever they have. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
but that's not really a big competition there, is it?
no, not to Mario Kart. Mario Kart certainly dominates that market.
And one more similarity, I guess I could try to think of. What do you drink alcohol, like beer, liquor?
Oh yeah.
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 Okay.
I love getting smashed.
Okay, nice. What do you normally drink? Is it beer,
Cider usually.
cider? Oh,
So
like apple cider, like with alcohol in it.
no, yeah. So cider over here is like a big drink because, it's made from apples and it's yeah. Do you never drink cider over there?
Not really.
No, yeah. So like Thatcher's, look up Thatcher's. It's like a cider that we drink over here. It's like a sweet, fruity drink. That's like a bit like beer, like it's carbonated.
Yeah.
But it's super tasty. Goes down easy. Don't even feel like you're drinking alcohol, which is always dangerous. And
Yeah, that's true.
in regards to spirits, I drink Jack Daniels.
Jack Daniels. I like whiskey. I don't really like Jack Daniels too much though, but
It's bourbon more so, isn't it? Yeah.
yeah. And I was gonna say one of the first time I really drank was Jack Daniels, and I pretty much had a whole bottle to myself. Yeah,
Jeez, man.
I was like, yeah, I was really young. I was like 14, 15 probably.
That's fully jumping in the deep end, that one.
Yeah, I probably pretty much almost killed myself if I could look back and think about
Yeah,
it.
jeez, man.
Yeah, but yeah, I remember the next day I was just throwing up like all day, and no matter what,
yeah.
I could have just stopped throwing up terribly. But surprisingly, I still like whiskey.
Yeah. Whiskey's great.
Yeah.
I like whiskey.
And
I like wine now. I seem like the older I get, the more I get into red wine.
yeah, have you guys heard of White Claw?
Nope.
No, huh? Do you like what is it, like seltzer or what is like Perrier? Have you heard of Perrier?
Nope.
Sparkling water.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's like a sparkling water, like alcohol. So I guess
Oh,
it's
really?
healthier. Yeah, it's very popular in college. I'm
really?
assuming white girls and my friend Nate like it.
Yeah.
I've never tried it, but it's super popular, man. They even Corona's making some, Bud Light is making some.
Really?
Yeah,
Interesting.
maybe bring a case for you and your girlfriend. Supposedly it's really strong. And the same,
Yeah.
you know how you said cider is gets you wasted without you realizing it. I think it kind of has the same effect.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. Cider's strong. Get yourself some cider and try it out and let them know what you think. It's,
Okay.
You'll be able to buy some on Amazon or something. And we'll be able to send you
Okay.
some over.
Nice. Yeah, just ship it over. Nah, dude, it'd be probably
Yeah.
like $40 to ship it, man.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
Um,
But yeah, so,
I've had Angry Orchard. It's
yeah, that's a cider.
okay. All right. So yeah, I've had Angry
That's-
Orchard. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I drink usually. Yeah, that's like my sort of casual drink. If I was gonna have one over like a night time, it would be that. But if I was gonna get drunk, it would be whiskey or maybe Captain Morgan's if I wanted to get a headache.
Do you like beer?
I can't have it. I'm gluten free.
Oh, okay. Crazy.
I used to love beer. Like I used to drink it all the time before it. I always used to get like a really bad stomach afterwards, and obviously that's because I'm gluten intolerant. But I didn't know that at the time. But I used to love like Foster's, Coors Light, Bud Light, stuff like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Some of those beers do make me feel bloated. I don't know. Maybe it is because I gluten stuff.
Yeah. So I can't eat like bread, shit like that.
Oh, okay. Huh. Maybe I should go get that checked out because that sounds kind of similar to
Yeah.
to me. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
man.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you if that was a personal choice or an actual thing, but that sounds like an actual thing.
Yeah, no doubt.
Do you guys have what's a pub?
Pub?
Yeah,
Yes, that's what we call it, a pub.
a pub is it's not like a special bar. It's just like a regular. It's just a bar.
Yeah, depends really. We got like different places. You get like a pub, or what we have is like a spoons, is what we call it.
Spoons?
So you go to like spoons,
Yeah.
which is weather spoons, which is like a chain of different little, like, they take over like buildings and then they just sell alcohol from there. Basically, it's like a little pub. So if I'm off down spoons, that's something that's very British.
That's crazy. No, I've never heard of that before. So that's like a franchise bar,
Yeah.
pretty much.
So they have like you're never far from a Weatherspoons in
Like
the UK.
like an
So-
Applebee's of alcohol.
yeah, that's it. So you go there, you get like a breakfast, like an English breakfast, and then get yourself nice and pissed. Would you guys call it pissed?
No, I've never heard.
Is that-
I've never heard of no
So-
piss. It sounds like you're saying
so-
piss.
Yeah, pissed. Yeah, that's what we would say. Like that's what we call drunk.
Oh, you get pissed?
Yeah, that's like if in the UK, if someone went, "Oh man, I'm pissed," it's not that they're angry like you
Yeah.
guys. would
Oh,
say.
okay,
Like,
yeah, okay. See
it's
what
that
you
they're
mean.
it's that they're drunk.
Yeah. Well,
So
normally
if
it's like
you-
wasted.
Yeah, we don't really use wasted very much. So we use pissed. We use merry.
Mary? Nah. You guys are so
We
jolly.
use- what else do we use? Drunk as a skunk.
Mary is probably when you're off that cider, huh?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. If you have a couple of ciders, makes you nice and merry. But if you drink too much Jack Daniels, you get pissed.
Yeah. No, you nearly die. Yeah. No, that's crazy. Normally I'll drink like some IPAs. I like some Mexican beer with my girlfriend. We'll make some micheladas, like tomato,
Yeah,
like
cool.
tomato juice, some chili powder, lemon.
Jeez, man.
It's
Cool.
not bad. It's good. It's
Yeah, really.
yeah. It's pretty
Sounds
good. Yeah, sounds terrible.
sounds nice.
Yeah. I guess maybe the tomato juice like offsets the chili powder and the lemon, So
Yeah, I guess in the same way that it does with like salsa.
yeah,
I guess.
exactly. So it's pretty
Yeah,
good.
like-
That's normally what we'll drink on a night. We're gonna watch like some movies or some TV shows. We'll
nice.
have that.
See, man, that's so fucking cool. I love hearing about that shit.
Yeah, it's
because like
crazy.
I'd never experienced that in all my life.
Yeah, why am I gonna put tomato juice with the? Why am I gonna
Yeah,
put ketchup
yeah.
in my beer?
Yeah, that's it.
Beer is for apples.
Yeah. Yeah.
But all
Yeah,
right.
that's
I guess that's a good way to wrap it up.
Yeah, no doubt, man.
If
Well,
anyone, I'm sure it's really late over there, man. I'm sorry to keep you this late.
No, you're good. You're good. Don't know
Um,
what the time is. It's now,
one of my-
yeah,
one of my
it's now-
friends texted me saying that YouTube is down for many people, so we might have people watching live. We might have no one watching live. I can't tell.
No worries.
So, but people have been commenting.
Yes. It's 12:30 here.
Oh, okay. So we're gonna go into the live questions.
Mhm.
If whoever is watching, if they have questions for you, they can go ahead and ask. We'll take a quick 45-second break.
Yeah.
Hey, do you want to get sponsored one day, like on your stuff?
Yes, but I wouldn't want to be like a slave to that, if you know what I
Yeah.
mean. So like I want to, like I'd be well up for being like, having like some cool brand on my shirt or whatever,
Yeah.
but like I wouldn't want to have to always be like, yo, like,
Yeah, like on you. Have you heard of Manscaped?
yeah,
Okay.
like every single podcast you listen to
Yeah,
talk
okay.
about Manscaped.
I asked my last guest that in the email, and he said he's never heard of it, but he's from Portugal. So, but-
Okay. Yeah.
but like I want to do a thing like before I go to the live questions. Like, all right, well, right before I go to the 45-second break, I'm gonna read my
Yeah.
insert from, you
Yeah,
know,
cool.
blank. Like, all right, they're paying me to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that-
like I always listen to Jalen and Jacoby, if you've ever heard that.
Mm-mm.
It's a podcast I listen to. They talk about like sports in the US, but they also do it on Kind of Funny. They always read the ads and all that kind of stuff all the time.
Yeah. But yeah, like right now, this is where I would plug it into is right before the break because it's kind of like a commercial
Yeah, yeah.
anyways. But anyways,
Yeah, cool.
we're gonna go to the live questions. Quick 45-second break. Non-sponsored, non-promoted, non-paid for.
At the moment.
Hopefully one day that changes. But
Yeah.
all right, we're gonna take a quick 45-second break. Let's go.
Sweet.
1, 2, 2, 2, 2. Public service announcement for all the people out there. listening
Remember,
to
people
this
start typing in those questions.
podcast. Back out. Check it out.
I'm back, everyone. Apparently, no one has asked the question. Sorry, Ryan. Earlier, someone asked what are the games that we both played for the first time ever, Ivo Noguera, but I feel like we kind of answered that.
Yeah, we did. Yeah,
So-
all good.
When this does happen, I usually ask you. You have any questions for me?
Just, would you ever like me back on the show?
Oh yeah, I would definitely rerun this.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah. Maybe next time I'll charge you though.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, barrier to entry. You like Netflix? It's one free month, and then you got to pay.
Week trial? Nah.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, no, I definitely would like to rerun this. I guess I can ask you another question too. If you could ever think of a certain segment or something on your show, would you like to have me on there?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Yeah, I'd love to. I'd love to have you on the Pixi Game Talk podcast. Let you come meet the lads. You know.
Yeah.
They'd love to meet you as well.
All right. So supposedly, you can't just make up stuff for them. What if they think I'm a total asshole?
Exactly. Yeah. They might. Depends what they see. You know. Depends. They all have their own experiences. I guess. Yeah.
They're all what is this American doing here?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Do any of you guys have like a thick British accent? Like I hear in the movies.
No, not particularly.
Like, fuck off, mate. Well, fuck off, lad.
No, because where we're from, like we have like Devonshire accents, so it's always like it's like this. It's kind of like thicker, rather than like the posher sort of. You're on about like what's the classic British TV show that everyone watches? Oh man, what's it called?
I'm the fucking juggernaut, mate. You know?
Yeah, like a Cockney accent or anything like that. That's more London way.
Yeah, okay. None of you guys are like that.
No, no, sadly not. Sadly not.
That's my stereotypical.
Yes, that's it. Yeah.
Have you seen Euro Trip?
Nope.
You've never seen Euro? It's this raunchy movie, but there's this place where these two Americans they go into a bar to drink, and it's only a Manchester United bar.
I see.
And then they lie and say they're the ambassadors from America.
Oh, I see.
And they're like, well, sing the national national anthem or the anthem of Manchester United. And then they just sing this rubbish song, and then they're like, at the end they're just like, and Manchester United is the best football team in the world.
And then they all go, hey!
Yeah, and then the guy's like, he's like, that was pretty fucking good, lad. And then they just start drinking. I would recommend watching that movie just to see it's good. I like that movie. It's one of my favorite movies. I should not have seen it when I was a kid.
Yeah, there's plenty of that we've all seen that we shouldn't have.
Yeah. My fiance Laura is asking, what should we expect in the future from Pixi Podcast?
Well, a special guest appearance from Jerry, that's for sure.
Let's go.
You can definitely expect that in the future. And yeah, like I said, the biggest thing that if anybody is listening that they like to check out is the Pixi Game Championship. Like, I want everybody to watch that video, like, because it's just going to be pure entertainment. It's just going to be the best thing. I won't reveal who won or anything like that because obviously I want you guys to watch it. And it's the gauntlet of games is what I like to call it. And everybody should come and check it out because it's just a bunch of guys all having loads of fun. Yeah.
All right. Americans do not know what gauntlet means, so.
Oh, gauntlet is like a showdown of games.
Okay.
You know?
No, I know what it means, but it's not. I don't think it's a very popular term here.
Oh, really?
I think the most popular one is probably Harry Potter. In the Gauntlet of Fire.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe you can have a segment one day or something where like you can have like Ask an American and you guys can just ask me certain terms of stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Because we're just as fascinated by what you guys say as well. Yeah, it is funny.
Yeah, so I appreciate you, coming on my show. It's great. Like,
no doubt, man. It's been a pleasure.
Complete pleasure. We'll rerun this. Who knows when?
Yeah, man.
I'm trying to keep this going, different people, but eventually I want to have I want to have certain guests back. I want to have certain
revisit and shit. It'd be nice.
I want to have certain events too. Let's just say I have a bunch of gamers on here. Maybe I can have a certain episode with everyone. or a pre-recorded one where I like a specific event is coming up, you know, I can go ahead figure that out. You know, it's there. I have ideas. They're just not. They're not complete. And
well, my ears are always open to new ideas, my man.
Okay.
So just always up for it. But like, honest God, thank you for having me on there. It's been a great experience, and it's just nice to, like I say, as I said at the start, having that sort of there's things I've learned on here that is funny. Like I'll be going upstairs and saying to Amy a minute ago, like, man, you never guess what they drink. You know, like some of the stuff they drink. It's just crazy.
They're whips. They don't drink cider.
Or whatever it is. But yeah, it's good fun, man. It's just nice talking.
Yeah, and I appreciate you coming on here. I'm looking forward to see how your career goes on, man.
100%. You as well, man. Like from everything I've watched, and of course even being on the show, for anybody who's listening who might be interested in jumping on, like not only are you're a professional, man, like you got this shit down. Like like you say, you've only been doing this a few months, and I felt as good talking to you as I would to a professional right now, you know. So like jump on, tell Jerry about your life, and he'll gladly ask you the right questions and shit, you know. So,
hell yeah. And so one more thing I ask of you before you go, you're gonna have to check your wallet real quick. Go ahead and let people know where we can find you. Any socials you have, the channels where they can find your podcast. Now's your time to drop it. So it's
on YouTube. It's the Pixi Game Podcast, I believe. On Twitter and Instagram, it's Pixi Podcast. So just check it out. And if you absolutely can't find me, just type Pixi into Jerry's followers on Instagram, and then you'll soon find me.
And then where can they find the podcast at?
Podcast. Yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah, that's the main important one. Yeah.
Yes. The podcast is on all podcast services. So it's on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. It's on Google Podcasts, another good one to listen to if you don't have Spotify. It's also on Anchor. That's where I promote the podcast from and stuff like that. So you'll be able to find it on all those different places. Pod Chaser, different things like that. There's a little Podbean. It's another one. There's loads of little outlets that it goes to, but you'll be able to find it pretty easy.
All right. So make sure to tune into any of his shows.
Thank you very much, man.
Especially if you're into gaming. I appreciate everyone that's watching this live, that's watching this after it's live. Big shout out to Ryan Perry.
Thanks, man. Thank you very much.
I'm looking forward to destroying you guys' squad one day, whenever.
That's it, man. That's it. Yeah, we'll hook up. We'll hook up for a game of Warzone soon.
Whenever that happens, but anyone that wants to watch this, normally we're live at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can catch the Why Not Me podcast. The series of different guests, it's insane. I'm going to drop all my socials you can find me on. Please feel free to add me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever you have, follow me there. Leave comments. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you liked about Ryan. Let me know what you didn't like about Ryan. You know, go ahead.
That's it.
We want to hear the feedback. My community, go join him, you know, go do everything.
Yeah.
I love helping people. I love talking to people. You guys are dope. This is the end of the show. I'll catch you guys later, and have a good night, and have a good rest of your evening wherever you're watching this. Let's get it.
Peace out.
Late. If you want, you can go ahead and just back out of the Zoom meeting.
Yep, sweet. No worries. Right, thanks, man. I'll see you later.